Bro, because he's acting different, bro.
I enjoy the consistency of his shooting, though. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just
like the consistency.
well, because like he being him.
I feel like you're showing out.
I'm the one showing.
I feel like you're
trying
showing
to get my
out.
music right, Mr. Jeff.
Hey,
Give me a beat.
Today I need to have some good tunes.
Mike.
I feel like you're showing out.
I'm the one showing out.
I feel like you're showing out. I feel like you directed. You.
Let's talk about it.
I feel like you directing a lot of your shots are at me.
Yes, sir.
Only because today it's my guest. So therefore, anything I do, you feel like I'm doing this out of the norm.
Okay.
I feel like we did
So let me
that
ask you a
too,
question.
though.
So let me ask you a question. How many guests have you brought on here?
A lot.
So do I do that every time your guest comes?
All right, I'm good with that.
Oh, you good?
Hey,
You're good.
Hey,
I'm good with that beat right here.
Yeah.
That was really good. I mean, he got that one because he normally don't act out of character.
I'm not acting out of. You're the one acting out of
He
character.
said I'm acting.
Stop.
What?
Stop. John, stop, John.
Stop,
Stop,
bro.
John.
Who is
Stop,
that?
Please.
What are you talking about?
With your Akuma beads on today. Stop.
You know it.
Stop.
Bro, that's what I'm saying, bro. Acting different. They're gonna try to blame me.
Hey, man, I'm ready, man.
Energy feel right
Y'all
today.
know what it is. It's your boy Boss in the building, man. Business over stupid shit all day long, all day strong. Y'all know y'all that tuned in to Noodle Talk. We in here. Let's go. Real authentic, loudmouth entertainment. Your boys is in the building, man. We in here.
All right, so
What
we're gonna
happened?
do these inductions. We're gonna let our guests go first.
We're gonna let
our guests go first.
you want the guest to go first?
Yes, sir. I want her to introduce herself first, please.
Okay. All right. This is
Nice.
My name is Sade. What else you want me to say?
That's it.
Tell us.
However you want the people to know who you are.
Tell them about yourself.
You got any things going on with you?
I do. I got a lot of things going on with me. So my artist name is Corell. Let's just get that out real quick. So Corell, Corell. I'm a singer and I'm a rapper low key.
Hold on. You a
I'm a
singer?
and I'm a rapper
Singer?
low key.
Sang.
You're a singer.
You
She
heard
sang.
me. And I rap like Clark Kent is my
Wait.
singing ability.
Wait. Stop.
And Superman is my rapping ability.
We're not gonna start another. We're not gonna start another show. Listen.
I'm not
Oh,
about
she
to get up
really-
here and
she
freak
really-
out, bro.
we're
I'm just
not-
letting you know. I'm just letting you
We're
know
not
who I
gonna
am.
start another show.
Did she say no, bro?
No,
She
we're
said
not gonna
Clark
start.
Kent.
We're not gonna start another show about rapping. No,
That's her singing ability.
we're not gonna
You
start.
just
No,
There's two artists on the show.
we're not.
How you gonna ask me what I'm about?
We've done this before. We've done this
No, but
before.
That ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
We've done this
I am
before.
who
All right.
I am. I'm
All
not
right,
that person.
we'll
So,
let her rap. We gave Tyra a chance. We'll let
No,
her rap. We'll let her.
I don't want to rap.
No,
I want you to
no,
look
whoa.
at it. I'm just
Don't
telling
get
you
up here
who
and
I
say
am.
that you this and you that, you're an artist and all this, and you don't stand by your art.
I'm
If
just
you
letting
gonna
you
rap,
know
you
who
gonna
I
rap.
am.
I have
You
a-
want me to introduce
Miss
myself?
Sade.
That's what I'm here
Hey,
for.
Miss Shadi, I have a question.
Go ahead.
So you just mentioned that you're a singer,
Yes.
and you're a rapper,
Can I
right?
finish everything though?
No, I'm just asking one question, and
Yeah.
you can continue. So you're a singer and a rapper,
Yes.
but you refuse to rap on the show.
I don't refuse. I'm just not going to because that's not what I'm here for.
That's
We're
a
here for a
refusal.
podcast.
That's a refusal.
You just
Are we here to highlight
That is
my
refusing.
ability, or are we here to talk about?
Ain't never made me rap.
That's refusal.
Yeah.
That's
Ain't no-
refusal.
These are facts. We
That-
never made Mike rap.
Y'all ain't never made me rap and sing.
You're also a host.
But I'm asking, what am I here for? If I'm here to be interviewed as an artist, then I'll
No,
do
we're
that.
not. We're not here interviewing you.
Okay, so
Exactly.
we're here for a podcast. That's
The
what I'm
thing
here
is,
for.
I'm definitely interviewing.
words are important.
But what am I here for?
But you
Words
said
are-
you
words
said
are
you weren't
important.
refusing.
Somebody asked me to introduce myself, and that's what I'm doing.
Introductions.
So if y'all don't want me to introduce myself, I'll stop
No,
right here.
you're doing that.
Okay.
But in the middle of your introduction, I asked you a question that if you would be willing to do something and you're refusing
If
to
you
do it.
ask me to do it, I'll do it. But I'm not.
That's
here
what we
to-
just. That's what we just.
No,
asked
no,
you.
No, you
We
said,
just
are
asked
you
you.
going to? If you ask me to do it, I'll do it. But this is.
Are you going to?
I'm
What,
here-
are you
I am
going to
here
a
for
question?
Podcast. I am not here to be introduced. Or
Are you?
So
going
let
to
me
a
ask you.
question?
Let me ask you a sub question. Will you do it?
if you ask me to, I will.
Right, that was
I'm
the
at-
question.
Will you rap at the end
In
of
the
this?
moment.
Will you? No.
Ask
Will,
me now.
will you rap for us at the end of the podcast?
Yes.
There we go. Now continue.
I can't even introduce myself. Okay.
No, when you
All right.
give.
I'm an IT professional as well, but I'm also a model and an actress. I am in the new hit series Sacred Heart. So check that out when it comes out. We will be reviewing the entire movie
I got a
on
boy
November
in-
5th and 6th.
I got a homie who do that. Who's like, and I forgot it. It's my homie. I forgot his name. But not really my homie.
Okay,
It's
I
like
got a couple people on that show that's rocking. So man,
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. But yeah.
Teramis.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's podcast.
Yep.
Oh, that's who I am. Who else? Who's next?
Y'all know what it be. It is Mr. Antoine Silver in the building. Hey, gee, how y'all doing today?
What's happening?
Hey.
What are you doing?
Oh,
What are you doing?
I am sipping.
It's your turn.
How?
No, he's already did it.
I start the show, sir.
Listen,
That's what I do.
Go ahead, it's cool.
Go ahead, man. I see right now what's going
It's
on.
the official Timmy D on Instagram. Follow your boy. You already know what it is. Let's get it.
Y'all know who I am. They know who I am.
Do that.
Everybody knows. You know that's why you.
It's in your book.
You're right.
You
You draw the picture.
Got
So
Tim.
Got you.
She know why she's here and she know who I am
I do know why I'm here,
Yeah.
and it's to be on the podcast.
and she know who I am. So come
I
on.
hope so.
Welcome, Mr. Not Happy.
Yeah.
I
How
just,
you
I just
doing?
want you to know. I just want
Yeah.
you to know you've been calling
So-
the podcast
so-
the whole time you've
so
been
what-
wrong.
So what are we gonna do? So what are we going?
We're actually on radio.
So
It's
what-
a radio show.
So what are we going? So what are we going?
It's definitely a radio show. It's
Whoa,
radio.
whoa. It's definitely a radio show that
Definitely
as
a radio
also can be a podcast. But what we're gonna do is continue on. And are we gonna start right into the topic, or you have something else that you want to address before the topic?
I like to address something about this guy over here acting
Oh, I'm with it.
Brand
I'm with it.
new.
I'm with it. Go for
acting
it.
different. Right. I don't know how many times we've been on this show and people get interrupted all the time, but for him to come out his mouth and say that that's not how we do things here,
Okay.
that's not right. It's crazy to me.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me.
Do you feel like he was doing that to like
Because he has a guess
to protect her,
Yeah.
or like just prepare
It
her?
wasn't, bro, that's what I'm sitting here telling you. It wasn't even about her.
It wasn't.
I told her, I said- I told-
It wasn't about her.
Here's how it went
Oh, you're
down.
talking about
She was
generalities.
talking.
Okay.
I interrupted her.
Okay.
She was like, "Oh, well, you were talking. You interrupted me." I said, "Oh, that happens a lot on this show."
So what?
I said that happens a lot on the show.
What? So what did you say?
He said something. I said.
So what did he say?
I don't remember.
Okay.
Because we were having a conversation, I thought.
Okay.
And then I heard him say something. He said something, and I said, "Well, I was talking."
Can you speak it to the mic for me, please?
I was talking.
So you never said I interrupted you,
No, I said
Oh.
I was talking. I said I was talking.
and I never interrupted you. You never said that.
But we understand that you interrupted me, but
Yeah.
I had to mention that I was talking so that you could understand.
No, I knew you were talking.
what had happened.
I knew exactly what
And
happened. I knew
So
exactly what
so
happened.
all right. So when you made mention that you were talking and you understood that he interrupted and he understood he
we both
interrupted you,
un- yeah.
what did John say?
And I said that happens a lot here.
No. I'm saying, what did John say and reply to what you said, Tim?
Oh, you want me to talk? Okay, cool. He said that happens a lot here.
Yeah.
And I said, no.
What were you saying no to?
I was saying that when he said that happens a lot here, I said no. Like we finish our thought, we let each other, we finish our thoughts. Like you can chime in and be like, oh yeah, look, I got something to say or whatever. But even when Mike tried to jump in on anything that somebody else was trying to say, I'm like, yo, no, let him finish. I do it all the time. You want to ask him, he's right there. Because I definitely stop.
You do that.
Hold on.
Okay, you do that sometimes, but you also
Sometimes.
Yeah, you do it. You do it sometimes. You do it sometimes, and sometimes things get talked over. For example, hence why we've had a lot of guests who come on here and be like, "Oh, I can't get a word out. I can't talk," because they get interrupted. So if you're telling me that doesn't happen, then why do we have those same guests hit you up after the show saying, "I can't get a word in" if that doesn't happen?
Okay, first off, those guests are weak. The reason
That has nothing to do with my question.
I said what I said.
That has nothing to do with my question.
No,
I appreciate you saying what you said.
That has nothing to do with my question.
Because let me finish the I'll finish. I'll answer. The reason I said what I said, that they are weak, was because when they start answering questions, they start doing this. Well, okay, now I'm finna talk over you now. You don't have nothing to say. Let me talk. I'm talking over you now.
But the problem
that's what happens.
But the problem I have,
that doesn't happen all the time. A lot of times they don't get nothing out because we.
But the problem.
I'm trying to let you know what happens. They can't get nothing out because they can't get nothing out.
But the problem I have with that comment is that before they come on here, the whole projection of them where they're gonna come on here and be able to handle being on the show.
That's the thing.
So are you telling me that you willingly invited weak people onto the show?
No. I don't.
That's what it sounds like to me. Because the pillow talk that y'all are having.
No, it is pillow talk.
It is pillow talk.
It's not pillow talk.
It is pillow talk. I'm gonna tell you why it's pillow talk. I'm gonna tell you why it's pillow talk, because you are alone with these people, whether you're on your phone, FaceTime, whatever y'all are talking, y'all are pillow talking, and you giving them the confidence to come up here and like, yeah, you can handle D-Mark. I know,
I've never said that.
I'm not saying you did. But I'm saying the confidence that you're building in them to come on this show, and then they come on this show, and then I have to hear about how I was overwhelming.
Well,
and then now you're telling me those individuals were weak. So you knew those individuals were weak before you invited them onto the show.
And then on top of that, he's telling you that we don't interrupt people.
Yeah, and that's not true. It's not true.
no. I mean,
So what did you think of them before you invited
I
them?
think these are great people.
No. I'm
They're
saying,
still great people.
No, I'm not.
But
I'm not talking about,
whenever that
I'm not
light hit them,
No, wait a second. I'm talking about when I asked you, what did you think of them? What did you think they were going to be able to do on the show? Did you think they were going to be able to handle themselves, or did you think that
I think
it was going to be a problem?
I give everybody the benefit of the doubt that you can handle yourself.
But
everybody.
But now you
Everybody
understand them to be weak.
I mean, if you can't handle a conversation, you can't stand on your square. That's just what it is.
But okay, I got nothing with that because that blows me.
I can't. Hey, look,
Yeah.
I can't help you with that.
Okay,
I'm just letting you know.
I'm just curious on why you sit here and lie.
I lied.
Yeah.
Like you. Why we can't drop this already?
Because you lied.
Well, I can say I ain't gonna say you lied, but what I'm gonna say
Thank
is
you, D.
that you tried to pacify her by saying, "Oh, this is not what happened," when in reality it does happen.
So in reality,
I'm not saying I'm not saying you need it. I'm just saying that's what he did by saying that. By pacifying you, saying that that doesn't happen when in reality it really does.
So all right,
that's what I'm saying.
So
that's what I'm saying.
So why are you lying?
So that's what I'm saying.
Hey, go.
He said that, I know he specifically said it does not happen to him. He said that that's what I remember.
That was his wording.
Hold on,
Oh, that was. I wasn't here, so I don't know.
I got you. No, wait a minute.
I wasn't here, so I don't know. I don't know.
His first thing was not no. It doesn't happen to me. No, that's not what he said at first. He said no, that does not happen.
So if he corrects,
he went on to talk about himself.
Right.
So if he corrects it,
he didn't try to correct himself.
He did.
He used himself as an example of why it does not happen.
Well,
when it does.
It's kind of
it's the same thing we got on Tim ass for because we thought he was pacifying homegirl the first time I came on.
That's what I'm saying. It's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing. So you doing the same thing.
Well, hold on now. Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
Are men naturally protectors?
Are men naturally protectors?
Do you feel that
they
is
should be,
but
not
naturally, not every man. But
naturally they
that's
should
the
be.
nature of a man.
Yeah, they
So
should be if they're taught right.
if he was not thinking about that consciously, right?
Okay.
That could have just been in his nature to protect, and
Oh well,
kind of just
he
happened.
shouldn't have did it.
That's fine. You feel that way,
why I
but
did
if he's naturally doing that, do you not naturally protect the women in your life?
Listen, because if you
Are you
I'm not trying to be protected. I'm
No,
just
I'm
asking the simple
if
question.
you was here doing
are
the
you-
same thing when I was getting the run around, that shit didn't matter.
Yeah.
But you didn't say
It's
that.
something different.
It's the same. It's the same. It's in the same category, but it's a different situation. You just weren't here. But
Right.
that's why he's
but
saying. That's
men-
why he's talking about that. He wasn't getting all of this
he
help.
wasn't getting protected.
He wasn't.
But
No, so he
men-
wasn't getting help. No, not protection. He wasn't getting help like what you're getting.
But that's okay. Again, it's
Yeah.
naturally men protect women. Naturally, men don't protect other men or cover other men. So if you weren't receiving that same cover, then that's natural. It's okay. But for me to be in here amongst all these men that I do not know, I know these two somewhat.
Yeah.
I know him better than Mike. But
Yeah.
for me to be in here amongst all these men that I don't know, it's natural for him to say, "Wait a minute, I don't want you to think that you're going to run over her or ram her or do these things to her because I want to naturally protect her."
This is why words matter.
Absolutely.
Hey, you know
I
what?
appreciate it. I appreciate
you.
Yeah,
Appreciate
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Appreciate you.
All right, now we can move
Hey,
on.
yeah, now we can move on.
Now we can move on.
Yeah.
Now we can move on.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Listen.
Oh, my
hey,
God.
hey.
I'm just saying.
Doesn't matter.
Right?
Yeah.
How y'all boys doing today, man?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Like,
Yeah.
No more.
Yeah.
Okay.
We ain't worry about the rest of it. How y'all doing today?
Why does
Yo,
that matter
I'm
when
good,
I'm doing?
AG.
Why does it matter when I'm doing my mic over here?
that's so funny. You have
Let the people laugh.
Tim,
listen,
how you doing today, man?
Listen.
I'm doing great because let me tell you why. Because John over there looking like he's looking. He's stuck. He's
Is
like,
that a-
She said
Is
so.
he catching a duck?
She said so.
Is he catching a
She
duck?
understand.
She said it's okay.
She understand. Oh, he was just protecting him.
It's not that
That's
he
how we
catching
do.
a dub.
On this side of the table
I've
is
already
Dub
caught
Nation,
two.
baby. It's
No,
Dub Nation.
I've
on this
already
side
caught
of the table.
two.
It is on this side. of the
I've
table.
already caught
First
two.
off,
You already caught two.
no,
already caught
no,
two.
no, no, no,
Damn,
no,
I
no.
did.
I'm
No,
gonna-
He was like, oh yeah,
Oh,
I
he
did.
conceded. He conceded.
I did
Oh,
not
you
concede.
yes,
Never-
yes.
I
yes.
just said
Thank you, Miss
when
Sade.
you were giving him his point, when you was going along with what you was just saying right there,
Uh-huh.
you said something.
She's a ramstress.
Oh, I'll take that. Like a
You
lioness.
said
she's a
something.
remnant.
You said something that helped his point a long time ago when we got on his head about something. So he was just like she's there, and she said something, and he was protecting her or whatever. That's because we slayed him.
I stood my square. I
Yeah,
understand.
that's cool. Just like I'm standing mine.
Nah.
But it doesn't.
Nah,
It didn't
you
help
like,
you, does.
You like
Hey,
this.
y'all in the same pool, but just different ends of the pool.
How?
You're a little deeper than Tim was.
How?
You're a little bit deeper. Are y'all together?
No, I'm saying.
Because you're standing up. You're talking for
I'm
him.
just saying we
What you say,
killed him.
But you're talking for
We
John
didn't-
right now. Give John the mic back, please.
No,
Give
hell
John
no.
the mic back.
Why are we doing
What are
this?
you doing? What are you doing right now? What are you doing right now?
This man said we.
We
said we.
Hey,
we
said
all. We
No, I know
all.
we all.
Yes, it is.
No.
Get to defend him. Hey,
No. Get the mic back.
Hey, pick
Yeah.
up your own shield and your own sword.
Like I said,
John, is he speaking for you?
He is not speaking.
Okay,
Oh,
so
okay.
I need you to explain to me what he's talking about.
But then I'll be defending him. Wouldn't
Yeah,
I?
because that's what I told y'all a tandem.
But time out. So
Me
he
and
can't.
me and Tim are not a team.
So
we
he
made it
can't-
very
so-
clear. We made it
so
very
he can't
clear on the
defend
show.
himself.
No, he was
He was-
defending you.
He was not defending me. There was a
He
point
said, "Hold
being
on,
made.
we
When
not."
we gonna get to the show?
I'm ready.
We ready now?
Yeah.
We didn't
I'm-
spend 15
listen.
minutes on nothing.
Listen, I
That's not
told
nothing.
you words.
I'm not a guy.
I've always told you words matter, sir. I always told you that. I'm very,
Listen, you
very.
gotta know what you saying.
Yeah, you do.
Because I'm gonna catch it.
You know what's funny about John? You know what's funny about John? If you ever watch John's face, because now you can't really see it, you on the side.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting right at him, and like when it's processing, and that light go off, John like, dang.
Yeah,
He'll be
listen,
like,
bro.
damn. He got it.
I've been knowing this man for some years, like you've been knowing this man for years. You know
But
what
now
I'm saying?
it's like I know his mannerisms.
But,
like,
like,
I know he gon'
The other
like when
dub-
he do something, bro. Like
the other dub I called was like, I was like, so do I always talk to you this way when you bring other people on the show? You was like, damn.
That's when I was no, that's what
You like, oh, I'm acting different. I'm saying,
yeah.
how?
So look,
you should've taken your
the only time you know, like the only
It
time
was
you
like,
know
right.
when John is like really standing on what he feel, John get to sweating, get to animating, get to jump out his chair, bees get to swinging, he get to throwing stuff. That's when you know, okay, oh John, he for real about
Yeah,
it. He's standing in there.
Yeah.
But once he's sitting like he doing dreads just on one side of his head and he just processing, he know he lost.
Bro,
He
listen,
know he lost.
listen.
Or he's helped our point. And then he was like, you just
Hey, at this point, he's like,
you just
just stop. Like, where you at right now?
You just
Don't
stop.
keep going,
Stop talking.
because if you keep
Please,
going,
stop talking because you're helping him.
like, if you keep going,
Because you're helping
if you keep going, we're gonna like this show is gonna be lost,
Because you're helping
and then it's gonna be the
This-
team
this is why-
show.
this is why I say I need new friends.
Look
I
at the
need
voice.
new
Look at the
friends.
voice. Look at the voice.
I do.
Look.
Anybody out there, I take applications.
What do you need?
New friends.
You need new
Okay.
friends now.
It's okay.
So now we're so what you're
This is
saying.
not a Drake
So
song,
now
right?
you're telling us that we're the problem.
Gotta be. That's gotta be what you're
So we're the problem.
Can we start the show?
Okay, there it is. He lost another one.
I'm cool with it.
He lost another one.
I'm
couldn't
always-
say that we're
look,
the
I'm
problem.
always- hey man, look, I
There's another one.
don't take L. So what
God
we
did.
doing? Are we gonna continue off of last week's conversation? Or are we gonna?
If y'all, I
Are we
mean,
gonna
it's
God,
it's
segue to
fresh.
something first and
No.
then
Go
Okay.
ahead. Since this is fresh in the
Okay.
minds right now.
So
We can
go,
ahead,
so
just-
go ahead and present the topic to Miss Sade, and we'll let her go first.
so we're doing a new topic.
No, we're doing the same topic. We're just gonna let her give her opinion first.
Well, last week's topic we was talking about people going out.
No. The last one that you said, hold on, when you said, can relationships last, or can a relationship be a relationship without sex? That's what you
I
said.
did say that.
That's what you said.
Because I had something completely different in my head.
Yeah.
You're right.
So I'm asking you to present that to her to allow her to give
Well,
her
I mean,
opinion
actually,
first.
you just did it.
Okay, so I'll do it then.
I got it.
Okay.
I heard it.
Yeah.
Okay. First question is, what type of relationship are we talking about?
The one that you have sex in.
No. In
Has
a
to be.
marriage, there is if
Well, let me-
somebody is has cancer or something and they cannot have sex. There are different types of relationships.
Well,
So let's talk about what type of relationship.
Okay. Let me
let's talk about what type of
break it down. Let me
relationship.
break it down a little more because
Yeah.
you just went way too deep.
I'm just saying.
So I'm saying there was a whole.
So basically,
that you have to
there's
dig.
a man. There's two individuals
Yeah.
that have committed to be a couple.
Boyfriend and girlfriend.
They're a couple.
No, we can't say that.
Okay, couple.
Two individuals.
Yeah, I know.
I'm with you, but
Yeah.
for this
I
whole
got you.
thing,
Yeah,
Because we know. Because we
yeah.
also wanted
Anyway,
Yeah.
but
those specific colors.
two. I'm saying what now?
We also want those specific colors from what from one our host said.
No, we don't want them colors. So what I'm saying to you is there's a couple.
An intimate relationship.
There's an intimate relationship, and the question is asked that can a relationship last if there isn't no sex involved in that
No.
relationship?
No.
Okay. Why do you think that?
There's a level of intimacy that comes with sex.
Okay.
There's a level of connection that comes with sex.
Okay.
So if those two things are not met in an intense way in other ways, then it's not going to last. Now, there may be a few cases where, okay, we can do this. Now, if we're speaking about people who are abstaining until marriage, that's a different situation because they are committing to, okay,
There's a religious reason behind it.
Right.
Yeah.
This is where we're going to move forward
Yeah.
and, and do whatever. And then eventually we'll have sex.
Okay.
But
at that point, there has to be a continuation from that point, right? If we say, okay, me and you, we decided we're going to get married,
right.
and we've held off from each other until
Right.
marriage. Now we're married.
Right.
Now we have sex at one time, but then it's supposed to continue.
Right.
But if it stops,
Right.
will our marriage continue?
More than likely not.
Why?
It's so hard to filter myself because I want to say certain things. Okay.
Say whatever you want.
Well, I can't speak on gender. Right?
Why can't you? Can.
Okay.
I'm with you. Me and you talking right now.
Okay. So
Yeah, you can speak on all that.
for
Just
women,
don't
for
disrespect them.
women, I'll say this: it's not like at the highest level for a lot of women for us to be like, let's just go and have sex. But for men, it's like, okay, sex drive, it's high most of the time for most men. So if the man cannot get what he's expecting from his partner, then he'll go find it somewhere else. And if he doesn't, and if it gets too muddy. It gets too muddy.
I like what you just said, so I had to ask you a sub question. So you just said that men, our sex drive is high.
Yeah.
And we
most of the time, right?
and we require it a lot of times.
The expectation, yes.
That's the majority.
When the women that aren't doing that and then the man step out, is it the man's fault or is it the woman's fault?
I say onus, right? So that man has made the choice to say, I'm not going to talk to you about this. I'm going to just see that we're not having sex and I'm going to just go and do what I want to do. So that is on him. Everybody needs to own their own. Every choice, every decision you make should not be based off of what somebody else has or has not done to you. So therefore, it's his own. It's on his own. I won't say fault. It's just what he's decided to do.
So you don't think the woman has a responsibility to recognize that I'm not supplying an area
Absolutely.
of his needs,
and that's her ownness.
Okay,
that's where she has to own.
So
they're
both at fault to an extent of I'm not
on their own.
I'm not doing my part, and because I'm not willing to talk to you about doing set part,
right.
I'm just gonna go step out and do my own thing.
Correct, but at the same time, there still needs to be a conversation had, right? So if both of y'all run around here, she don't want to have sex, he want to have sex, and neither one of them know what's going on with each other, and they just go do what they want to do, then what's the point? The relationship can't last.
So my other question is, how did they even get married then?
Real quick, I would say this though. In majority relationships, the woman knows the man wants to have sex, and she's literally not giving this man the sex. Like niggas are literally going and saying, I want to have sex.
Right.
I want to have sex. And she's literally saying no. So at that point, she shouldn't be thinking like why.
Okay.
Or whatnot, because she should already have the understanding. Like I haven't been
especially if you've allowed this man to get to the point, because it's a very tough decision for men to say you're the one. I'm gonna get on my knee and propose to you and marry you.
Right.
So when I do that, the expectation for you to uphold for women is high.
Okay.
So okay, I've been with DeMarcus for however long.
Mhm.
He's proposed to me. I know who I'm getting married to.
Right.
So you know my sex drive is like porn star level.
Right.
So when you decide that you don't want to do it, why would you even get to that place?
You shouldn't be able to get to that place,
Yeah.
because if y'all are not sexually compatible at the time. Okay, I'm going to say this as well. When we're younger women, we can be on that level as well, right?
Mhm.
And in our mid 30s, things start to peak as well.
Mhm.
Okay. So let's say a woman gets married at 18. Okay. She's with this man. Both of their sex drive is on 10. They don't have any kids. They don't have anything stopping them. It's just the two of them, right?
Mhm.
So 5 years happens. They start having babies.
Yep.
Right. From 18 up until the 5th year of marriage,
Mhm.
right? Now they're having babies.
Yep.
Now mama got to breastfeed. Now mama's body's changing. Now a lot of different things are changing, but the expectation of that man is still, I want to have sex, but he has neglected to see his wife.
Mhm.
Now she's changing,
Mhm.
but the expectation is still the same, because we used to do it like this. What's the problem now?
Yeah.
But the problem is, I'm different. Now I have more responsibilities. Now at the end of the day, I'm tired, because guess what? I got to get up in the middle of the night, take care of these babies, change diapers, breastfeed, get up, go to work in the morning, cook dinner. I'm tired now.
Yeah.
So I can't be porn star level with you no more, bro, because now we're in a different space and time in our lives. So at that point, that's when the conversation needs to be had as growth happens within the relationship.
I think there's still an opportunity for it. I think that the timing of it should be different.
Absolutely.
Would
but
you
that's
ever
the
tell your man?
conversation.
Would you ever tell your man no to sex?
If my cycle is on, right? Yes,
You
absolutely.
say what now?
If my cycle is on,
Why? Why does that matter?
because it matters to me. It's
Oh.
disgusting.
I agree. That's very disgusting. I don't
And
go
I'm
through
just
stuff.
well,
we
I'm just saying.
cramp and it's
Well, I'm
just
just
uncomfortable,
saying.
we
I'm
bloat.
just
It's
saying
just-
there are individuals
Absolutely.
who
I
don't
don't go
don't
through
There
red
are
lights.
people that
because
do it.
I got a buddy of
Yo.
mine.
Y'all out here running red lights.
Rest his
Stop it.
soul.
Oh Lord.
Before one of his biggest things was he would tell me, like, he was always joking, but he was dead serious.
Yeah.
He used to tell me, hey, he said, DeMarcus, man, you ever put on that war paint? I said, excuse me? I don't know what that means. I said, he said, you telling me you don't war paint with your girl? I'm like, man, what are you talking about? Like, you talking about like we going to this little paint thing when we put paint on ourselves? Like, no, I don't do that crazy stuff. He said, no, man, it's when she's on her cycle. I said, bro, stop talking to me.
That's disgusting, bro.
But I'm just saying,
I mean-
there are individuals that don't care about
There
that.
are.
That there are guys that are attracted
But
more.
you asked me.
Yeah, I'm
So
asking.
I'm like,
Yeah. That's what I'm
nah,
saying.
man,
That's what I'm asking.
I know a female. I know a couple females, and they are happy when they put other men business out. Tell them, yeah, my cycle be on, and he be down there doing his thing.
That's what I'm saying.
I said, on my mama,
war paint.
you ain't
That's
it.
what I'm saying. They
War
down there
paint-
chasing
war-
pennies,
you
bro.
know-
Yeah, war paint
You out
is
there
a
eating pennies,
war
bro.
paint
That's
is a thing,
disgusting,
bro.
bro.
War paint is a thing, and there are a lot of individuals that like to
Bro,
do it.
listen,
But that's why I'm just asking her.
I get upset. Like, you know,
When is there a
when I'm
moment of
doing
no?
the do, bro? When I'm doing the do, bro, and I'm like, bro, you're a little bit more wet than you normally be. We're done.
Yeah.
We're done.
What?
We're done.
So, but if you're not in your cycle, it's always yes.
It's not always a yes. It just there's no request. You know what I'm saying? It's not like a, hey, can we have sex? There's, you know what I'm saying?
I'm not saying that there's a request. I'm saying, like, if there's
an advance,
like you see this moving in this direction, like you see that he is.
it's all based on timing, like you said. Like,
Okay.
if the timing is incorrect, let's say it's the middle of the day and
Mhm.
and here comes a child knocking on the door, like that's ill timing.
What
Like,
child? Like you talking about your children?
yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
like,
Well, I'm talking about no children. Like, y'all don't have no children.
oh well, I'm not speaking on that because that ain't my story. So
Yeah, that's all.
about the kids at school, and you in there trying to, talking about
Like,
lunch.
yeah.
I'm trying to jump on.
Yeah.
Listen. If you're tired and you're laying in bed, listen, babe, just roll over.
Just
Later.
later.
Handle the rest.
okay, so hold on.
I don't want blow up, dog.
Well, hold on.
Okay.
I don't want.
Hold on, wait a minute, wait a
I don't
minute.
want
Thank
blow
you.
up,
I was
dog.
about to say,
No,
I know
no,
you're not gonna let that
Yeah,
slide.
I don't do blow up, dog. I don't do.
Here's my thing, though. Here's my thing. If we're in that stage where she has
Look.
kids and she's
I'm
tired
talking
and I need
no
my
kids.
needs.
I'm talking about no kids. I'm talking about. I said no
Okay,
kids.
well, if you're talking about she's
I
tired
said
and
no
I've
kids.
been in a relationship
Listen.
and this is my wife.
Listen,
Listen, I'm getting it how
I
I
told
get it.
mine the other day. I said, look, I don't ever do blow up doll with me.
I'm getting mine.
Don't do blow up
But
doll.
let me say this though, to that. For women, it is mental. If we cannot be mentally stimulated, then it's gonna be very hard for us to be.
No, I
stimulated, right?
understand. Well, I'd rather get upset about you saying no than blow up doll you. That's just my opinion.
And
Because
I'm
blow up
not
doll,
saying that,
because to me, when you do that, it's a little bit of, I feel disrespected in a sense, because like we're supposed to both be here and both want to
it's
be
an
here.
obligation at that time.
Yeah.
Whenever that happens, it's not she's desiring to do this.
Yeah, so that's why
Most
I'm,
of the time, if the woman initiates it, then you know that it's.
Oh, of
that's what
course.
it is.
I
So
mean,
You know what
I'm gonna say, okay, cool. Bet since we're talking about obligations, here, right? So men are obligated to do certain things even when they don't want to do it because we're the men or whatnot. And I'm not going to sit here and say that women have to have sex with their man or whatever the case may be. But if she knows like, all right, I haven't had sex with this man and this man like wants me, sometimes like, what's the point? Like, I'm like, why not? Like, even if I know it's just to keep my man, sometimes it's an obligation. Sometimes it's an obligation to make my man happy, even when I don't want to do it. So that's what I'm saying. So like, even yes, I know most of the time, but like every time we have sex, it's not going to be groundbreaking sex. We have those times where there's drunk sex. There's, you know what I'm saying. We have those times where we're angry.
Yeah.
That sex, you know what I'm saying. Sometimes there is lazy sex. Like we got to keep it a beam.
If you both agree to it, yes.
yeah, but I'm
Oh,
just,
yeah, I'm
If
not
you
talking about
don't-
rape. I'm not talking about raping
I'm
nobody.
not
Yeah.
saying that.
All
I'm
right.
saying if she's like, okay, I can get my mind to that point, because a lot of times when we are tired, we don't want to transition. Hey, I'm about to get ready to go to sleep. Like, I physically don't want to do anything. I don't even want to roll over to do this, to lift my leg or whatever I have to do. So if she is in that state of mind to say, you know what, I can't lift my leg for you. It's been 2 days. Sure, let's do it. If she can get there and consciously say, yeah, I have the physical ability to be able to do this, and the mental ability, because again, it's mental for us. And when I say mentally stimulated, if I can think about my man and the thought of him turns me on, then I'm mentally stimulated. A lot of times women become unattracted to their men and they don't even realize that it's happening. So when we become unattracted, the sex goes down and it's subconscious.
so why are you still there then? If you're not
Because
attracted to
it's
him,
subconscious.
if you're not attracted to
It's
him, why are you still there?
subconscious. It's subconscious. It's not, I'm not looking at him like, ill, you're hideous. When I say unattracted,
Yeah.
I mean, there is something that we are not attracted to and we don't know what it is. And we
Okay.
become unattracted subconsciously. You get what I'm saying?
So are you talking when you say I'm stuck on the unattractive? Are you saying like you're just unattracted to the thought of the sex with him, or are you
Maybe.
unattracted to him as a person?
It doesn't-
Maybe.
Probably
It
as a
depends,
person.
because
It's
it
a
could
list,
be
a lot of
both.
things.
Because, all right, let's say I came in a relationship. All right, you 6'2" and 190 pounds, right?
And that's how you met me.
Right. That's how I met you. And
Mhm.
then, yeah.
Mhm.
And then next thing you know,
Yeah, she like fit guys.
next thing you know,
And you gotta be tall.
you 220, or you 225 or 230 or 50
not-
or whatever.
Oh,
I don't know. I
I'm about to
can't.
say, yeah, he gotta
I
be
can't. Yeah, I can't.
for a 6'2" guy.
300 pounds. Let's
Okay,
say
I'm about to say
300.
yeah, because 225,
Yeah.
225, he's struck.
'Cause he's still tall,
He,
yeah.
he the Rock.
So now you 300 pounds.
That's how the Rock is. The Rock 6'2", 250.
And your
Yeah.
stuff in the way, and I
Got a
can't.
dad bod.
Yeah, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, hold up, bro.
Yeah.
I know I put some pounds on, but I had these kids. You know what I'm saying? And
Let me ask you a question, because you just brought up body.
Yes.
Let me ask you a question. You just brought up body.
I'm just
that-
saying,
the figure of a man. Hold on, wait.
She
Not a
hit
thing.
hard.
That's not a thing.
Particularly the reason why
It's not a thing.
she's become unattractive.
I know, yeah. So
Okay.
So now I segue to this. So if
It's not
you're
fair.
noticing that your man is
I ain't picking on no. I'm
if
sorry,
if
y'all.
you're
No,
if you're noticing
I'm
that your man body is changing in the
Yep.
direction that you don't want it to be,
Uh-huh.
what do you say to him?
Should we say something? Absolutely.
Yo,
But it's so
what
very
would you?
hard.
No,
I don't know.
What would you say
I don't
to
know.
him?
I've not been in that situation. I don't know what I would say. I'm just giving a scenario.
Okay.
So it should be said.
I believe it should be said.
Almost.
And then
But
should the
it's the
man
way-
should the man be able to say it to the woman too?
He should be able to say it.
Even
But
if it's
there's
from
a way.
even if it's from kid birth.
Yeah, but there's a way. There's a way to
I mean,
say
there's
it.
a way for everything.
Exactly.
But I feel like on one side of the table it would be accepted, but on the other side it won't be accepted.
Because
One
I feel like the women. I feel like the women. I feel like women
Okay,
with this
yes.
with the movement in
1000%.
the movement in the universe right now. If I was to
Yes.
tell you, hey, getting a little heavy.
Yeah.
I need you to check that out.
Yeah.
You would feel offended
want-
But
about
if you
that.
want
say it like
20
that,
away.
then yes.
You
But
want
I'm
20
saying,
away.
what I'm saying is the way my words have to come out my mouth to you.
It's the same way it
I
have to come out my mouth to the
walk
man.
on. I have to walk on
That's
eggshells.
false.
No, I gotta be
That's
on
false.
eggshells. I gotta be on
That's
eggshells
false.
when I tell you.
That's false.
Okay, let me
That's
say.
false.
Okay, hold on.
Yes.
Question.
I'm not talking about that part.
Speak to the
I'm talking about what
microphone,
she was
please.
talking about. What she was about to
You-
rebuttal with.
Wait. Okay, you say it has to be different. Men's egos get crushed way quicker, in my experience, than a woman's. And I'll say
You
this
talking
because
about beta men?
You talking about
no,
baby men?
I'm
'cause-
talking about men who are insecure. I'm talking about
That's
men
what I'm
who
saying.
are
That's a
not
beta-
real.
that's a
That
that's a
doesn't
beta
mean
man.
that you're a beta male
Yeah,
if
that
you're
is.
insecure.
I agree
It
with
doesn't.
that. I
It
agree
does
with that.
not mean that. It just you could have gone through something in your life. You can be an alpha male and keep that exterior up because that's just what it is. But if you've gone through something in your life that has caused you to become insecure, that has caused you to be broken, and you have to get back to that place
Okay.
of healthy,
Okay.
then that does not make you a beta male at
Okay.
all.
I agree.
That's
There's people who have insecurities
Yes.
about the smallest things, bro. Even
Yes.
if they're alpha male, whatever the case may be, they'll have like the insecurity about the way they put their socks on, like dumb shit.
But that won't dictate their ability to receive.
Yes, it does. It absolutely does. Trust me on that. I know from experience. So if I were to tell my man, an alpha male, my ex-man, if I were to tell him, hey, listen, and I'm gonna say it like this. I'm gonna say it the wrong way and I'm gonna say it the right way.
Okay.
Wrong way. Hey, your sex sucks. And I'm not attracted to you. Your body is, I don't like the way your body is. I don't like this. This is not what I wanted. This is not what I signed up for. Okay?
Now, when you're in that moment, you're right though.
I'm not.
Okay.
Because my delivery.
No.
is wrong.
I'm talking about. What I mean, right, is that your body is tight, like you looking good.
Oh yeah, I'm good on my end.
Okay. I just want to
All
I just want to clarify.
Oh, yeah, I'm straight on my end.
because that's important too. Because
Absolutely.
some women will do
I'm
that,
calling the kettle black.
and,
Yeah,
and they're not even nowhere close
absolutely.
to where they need to be. But go
So
ahead.
then on the side where my delivery is best.
Okay.
Hey baby, like I know that we've both been going through some changes and right now I think that we should both probably start working out together. I think
Okay.
that'd be a good idea. And I'll cook meals that will, help with keeping us in shape, both of us in shape and trim and slim and, whatever we have to do, healthy, etc. And then sometimes I am not satisfied at the end of our, sex sessions.
Mhm.
Is there anything that we can do? Maybe talk to a sex counselor, so on and so forth. So there's ways
Oh,
to
you lost them right
deliver
there.
it.
Yeah.
Guarantee you.
It's over.
You lost
There's
them right
ways
there.
to deliver
You had
it.
them?
I would say
And I'm just saying in general. I'm just saying.
yeah. I would say the delivery
no.
difference.
I don't want to talk to a sex counselor. I'm speaking in general.
Yeah,
I feel you.
I would say in your delivery in that second one, yes, I can understand how that would come off a little bit better.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: so if you're going to tell that to a woman,
Yes.
how would you tell a woman? Because you're a woman.
Okay. So for
Would you do delivery one or delivery? I mean, like give
absolutely,
me two. Give
I
me
would
give me
do
two
delivery
different.
too, but I would do it in a different way. For a woman.
Give me a different scenario.
All right.
So
Delivery
now
to her body,
I'm telling
We
you,
want to learn.
how would I tell you?
her body, or
yeah,
both.
both,
Okay.
both. Let's go
All right.
both.
So let's talk body first.
Okay.
Baby, you are so beautiful.
Lie.
No. If
Now I'm
she
lying.
is, if
Now I'm
you were
lying.
attracted, why were you?
No.
why are you
What-
attracted-
No.
she
I'm
is-
saying
she is beautiful.
you're lying
No.
because now if
No.
you're not where I need you to be, then you're not beautiful to me.
No, she is beautiful, regardless, because you were attracted to her initially.
At once.
Yeah.
At one time,
you
at
were
one
attracted
point,
to
at
her.
one point, but
what
now
she
she's
is.
not there no more. She's not there no more.
Because internally you're attracted to her.
No,
No.
incorrect.
Why?
What?
Incorrect.
What is
No,
that?
what I'm saying is the eyes of the man. I'm
you're looking at her body, and that's
the
where-
first thing I go off of is your exterior. I don't know nothing about you internally.
Okay,
I just see you from afar. I'm attracted to that.
so physically you got her right. We attracted.
Physically, I'm
Then
attracted
you
to you.
get to know her.
And then I get to know you,
So
and
then
then
you
I
love
like your
both parties.
personality. I like your
Okay.
personality, but what the initial attraction for me was your looks.
Got it.
Because at the end of the day,
That's
at the end of the day, you're gonna be like, yeah, babe retarded sometimes, but damn, she look good though.
You know what I'm saying? So
Got
the initial
Nah,
the initial attraction for a man is your looks. So now if your department of looks have failed,
AG wants to say something.
Her face won't change though.
no,
Hey, you want
your
to-
face will change.
Yes, it will.
No.
Your face will change.
Yes.
Your face will
When you
change.
gain weight, you gain weight in
your
your
face do
Okay.
change.
Things change.
And
But
most women that start to gain weight and start to have all these changes in their body, they stop doing that. They stop putting on makeup.
And
No,
then when
that
and
is
then
not
also,
always true.
Also, as you start gaining weight and stuff like that, your skin gets compromised. So now you start getting pimples. Now you start getting bad skin. Because
No, this is it's not about who we're dealing with. This is what happened. This is what's happening.
These are
Okay, I'll say
you're
this.
not.
I'll
It's not
put
true.
on-
No, it's not true
I
because
put on
you.
some weight.
It's not
okay?
true, because you're not letting yourself go. Now you can
Okay.
put on. It's different between putting on a little weight and then letting yourself go.
Right. Okay.
We're
We're not. We talk now. Who are we talking to?
We're talking
about women who've had babies.
No, we're not.
But we just okay.
No,
So
we're
let's
not.
think
I said
about who
no
we're talking
kids.
about.
The scenario never had
Okay.
kids. Tim trying to add kids. I said no.
she brought kids in.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I have because I'm speaking about myself.
Oh yeah. No. I'm saying no kids.
Okay, no kids. Well, if
Yes.
she's gaining weight, I don't understand.
Okay.
Because then that means there's something going on.
There's a comfortness that people develop.
So,
Yes.
but there's something else going on
Mhm.
where inside of her, where she's letting herself go mentally. So if I know if I'm in a depressive state,
Okay.
right, that can happen easily, letting myself go, right?
Yes.
That's not only with our physical, but that's with everything around. us,
Emotionally,
right?
yeah, all that, all the
So-
stuff that women.
But women,
entail.
but women let themselves go because I got the man of my dreams. Now I'm just at home chilling. Like
Not
I
a
don't
true
have
statement.
Huh?
Not a true statement.
to. Okay, it happens a lot. Happens a lot.
It happens a
Hey,
lot.
real, I just,
So why do you-
hey,
so
I
why do you-
AG over
That's
here,
from
and he can't
unhealthy,
speak because
broken
he's not talking.
Huh?
I
It comes
no.
from unhealthy. If
I
a
want
woman
AG to
gets
talk.
into a relationship and she is not healed. Okay, she can get you on the outside, right? Like on the external, we good. Like I get in, I'm comfortable with this man, but something inside of her was never ever healed. Therefore, it's easy for her to fall back into that state of mind that she was in before. And therefore,
What state of mind?
easy for her
What state of mind are we
to- that
talking about?
brokenness, that unhealed state of mind.
But I'm happy. Like what I'm saying.
It
Like,
doesn't matter
There's
if
a
you're
thing.
happy.
There's a thing that they make this thing called happy weight. They have
Happiness
this thing
fake,
called
so-
I'm
happy
not
weight.
talking about that.
But
But-
that's what we're talking about. I'm talking about she's happy. She
You're
got
talking about being
comfortable.
let go because you're
Because
letting
she's
herself
comfortable.
go because she's got the man that she wanted. But what
And
I'm
she's
saying
comfortable.
is, it's easy for her to stop doing things because she is comfortable now.
Exactly.
But if she had never dealt with her past trauma, it will be easier for her.
But how
to
do we
fall
know
back
it's
into that.
past trauma?
Because that's what most of the time being broken is.
So, but we're not talking about being broke. We're talking about
So-
she's now happy.
But
So
no,
would you?
I'm-
she's
Are
not
you
happy
saying?
with
question,
So
why
are
women
you
let
saying?
themselves go?
So are you saying every woman that let themselves go has past
A
trauma
lot
that
of
they're
the
dealing
time,
with?
yes, absolutely.
So at what point do the woman address that?
When she realizes she needs to be healed, there's.
So at
and I
what
can
point
only
of-
speak for myself.
So at what point of your life do you recognize it, address it, and fix it?
Typically in the 30s, because things start to change for us in our 30s. Because guess what? We're about to be 40 real soon.
Mhm.
So we want to make sure that our life is in place. Some women get to that, some women don't.
So in your 20s, you ain't thinking about that at all.
Absolutely not. Because most of the time, you still living out your trauma at that time. You living through your trauma, living it out.
Mhm.
A lot of women, especially a lot of Black women, have been sexually assaulted or molested.
Mhm.
Nobody deals with that because guess what? Guess what Black families do? Sweep it underneath the rug.
Mhm.
So if you're dealing with, if that's in the back of your mind, there's always going to be that little bit of insecurity. There's always going to be that little bit of brokenness that you've never addressed because you don't even know it exists because nobody ever told you to think about this.
So my thing is,
Or correct
if that's the case,
Yep.
if that is the case, why does the comfortabilityness, whatever the word is, of you finally having a man bring that out for you to let yourself go? Because when you don't have the man, when you don't have the man,
Mhm.
you're keeping yourself right and tight because you're trying to get the man,
Trying to get
whatever,
the man, right.
whatever. But now that you have to come, now you want to say, "Oh, I'm hurt."
It's not
So
about
I have a question. Have y'all ever just started to feel safe around somebody
Mhm.
or comfortable
What, you talking
enough
about, you talking about the woman?
No,
in-
but
in-
anybody.
everybody? I want to make this very clear as a male who has been through the therapies and the things of this nature, right?
Okay.
When you start to get into a safe place, not in danger, feeling like you're capable of living again, you start to do things and be open to hearing more things. So like if I'm gaining weight, my spouse is quick to say, "Hey, you looking a little hefty though. I need you to, let's go to the gym together," something. But when you're in that safe space, you start to come out and be able to do things that weren't acceptable prior to that, right? So emotionally be available, open up and talk. So it's just like the weight gain just kind of comes because you're comfortable now, you're happy, and they're seeing you for you, not just for the figure that you are. So if you have a problem with that, you probably should address yourself and ask them, hey, I don't like this, weight gain. Can we work on something like that?
So my question to you is that because what you're saying is that now they're comfortable, now they're happy, they're open.
Safe.
They're safe, okay? They're comfortable, they're happy, they're safe, they're more open up, and now they're gaining weight, right? That's what you're saying. And
I'm saying that they're capable of being just more,
free.
Yeah, just more free.
Okay, but you know what I'm saying? At this point in time, but you're saying they're safe, they're happy, you know what I'm saying? They have like they're good to go right now. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
And then they started gaining weight.
Okay.
All right, so that and you're exactly saying what I'm saying. Like we're good. I'm comfortable. I'm good. Well, not now. I'm gaining weight. Why?
You're happy in your relationship.
Because
I'm trying to understand.
But
you also
wait,
but see, people also because they're being happy in self.
Wait.
We're not even discussing
What I'm hearing with these words about being safe and being comfortable. You're no more safe or comfortable than when you are by yourself.
But people don't understand. People don't.
When you're by your, bro. Listen, wait. When you're by yourself, bro. When you're by yourself. You don't need the validation of anybody else to make you feel good because it's your responsibility to make sure your happiness in a good spot.
If you are healed,
it's not me. No, it's not just me. It's not just men. It's women too.
Yes.
Everybody's responsible for their own happiness.
Yes.
He's healed, but he may not be actually healed.
I'm not saying that.
Why is everybody in this situation got to be broken though?
Because a lot of cases that's what
everybody got to be broken.
You know why? Do you know why?
At some point in your life, bro. At some point in your life. You have to be willing to choose the choice.
You have to be able to choose you.
You have to make the choice that I am not going to allow anybody or anything to destroy my happiness.
How do people get there? How do people get there?
But how?
All I'm trying to say is
how do people get to that point?
When we first started this, I'm just trying to say we went from everything is good, everything is roses. They just started gaining weight. All of a sudden, it's been depression.
There's different factors that go into gaining weight.
But why?
There are different factors. Okay.
We're talking about two mentally healthy people.
We can't assume that.
That's a scenario I painted though, Miss Sade. That's a scenario I painted though. That's a scenario. No, but I'm saying I just thought that's what's understood. Some things in my mind, some things don't need to be said. It's understood.
And that's what I'm getting. I'm gonna let you.
Okay,
so I'm not trying to talk down on anybody.
You're good.
But do you feel that you've gained weight? And if you do, when?
I've gained most of my weight I've gained in the military.
Why?
Because in Bahrain, they were doing Uber Eats and delivering stuff before the US was.
Okay, so
I got lazy.
You got lazy and you got comfortable.
Yes.
In that space.
Yes.
You felt safe in that space.
But he's by himself though.
Doesn't matter. I'm asking a question. I'm just trying to figure out where this happened, because if we're talking about just in general being healthy minded, if he's healthy minded and gaining weight, then that will debunk my point, right? Okay. But if not, then
I'm listening.
Have a conversation. So, do you have any past traumas?
Do I have any before I gained weight or after?
Period.
Okay. Yes.
Did you heal from it?
No.
That's all I'm saying.
But
that's all I'm going to say. Because hold on.
No, I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna sit here and tell you why. Because I gained my weight. Before that trauma. So that's why I asked you.
I said past trauma.
But you're talking about that's the reason of the gain weight. I gained my weight before the trauma happened.
Have you gotten rid of it?
Have I gotten rid of it?
Yes.
Yes, I've gotten rid of some of my weight.
But
how much?
I've gotten rid of.
Have you gotten back down to your original?
That's what I'm saying.
He said he's not healed though. Right?
I'm not healed, but I'm losing weight though.
Okay, but you're not. I'm
not going to get back. I'm not going to get back to 180, 170. That's a wrap. That's a wrap. I'm not getting back there.
And
that's my genetic makeup. That's my genetic makeup. If I get back down to that, I'm gonna crack. Let's call it spade a spade.
I'm asking because there are different variables. There are different variables that go into why people gain weight. Again, with women who have had children, right? Okay. They will gain weight. It is up to them to be mentally strong enough to say, I'm going to get this weight off.
Well, in that situation, if we're talking about a woman that is bearing children, that has bared 3 or 4 children, however many children she's bared, I expect there to be a downslide in the figure
Right.
just because you're having my children.
Right.
So I'm not expecting you to be tight after you have my children, but I am expecting you to recognize that, okay, I am kind of getting sideways.
Yes.
Let me tighten up a little bit, but I'm
Right.
not asking. I know you're not going to be 19-year-old body.
Right.
I know you're not going to be there because you got 3 of my babies, and I'm more concerned with them than I am concerned with your
Right.
body issues.
Right.
But what I'm talking about, I'm just simply trying to understand, because like everybody is going to the whole, it's got to be something wrong with you.
And that's what I'm getting at.
And I'm trying to understand why does it have to be something wrong with you for you to go to that place? Because if there's nothing wrong with you when you're by yourself, but now I have obtained you,
Mm-hmm.
you have obtained me,
Mm-hmm.
and now you're telling me in the midst of being obtained in this relationship, now you're like, oh my God, all these issues,
Mm-hmm.
I need to let myself go.
Yes.
But before that,
Mm-hmm.
none of that was a problem.
Okay, because you got a blind eye to it. And I'm going to say, I'm speaking from experience.
Okay.
My ex, I'll speak to him. So before we got married, right?
Mhm.
It was all peaches and cream. Great.
Cinema-
Everything was
yeah.
good, right?
Mhm.
Honeymoon phase.
Huh?
The honeymoon phase.
Ish.
Marriage.
So, I'll say it was good as far as like, I didn't see myself, right?
Okay. Did you
Because
see yourself before you married him?
no, I didn't know who I was.
So what were the issues that you were facing that you couldn't see yourself?
I was broken.
From
So-
what?
I was sexually assaulted. I was sexually abused for 5 years. My brother abused me for 5 years,
Okay.
from the age of 5 to the age of 10.
Okay.
He wants to know. I had a horrible relationship, kind of still, with my mom.
Okay.
Okay. My dad didn't protect me during that time. He didn't know what was going on.
Okay.
There are so many different things that happened in my life
Mhm.
that I wasn't able to see for myself to understand that I needed to be healed.
So when you were experiencing, which I want to say, I hate that happened for you, but when you were receiving that season of your life and you were going through that
As a 5-year-old,
as a 5-year-old, and
Yeah.
then you met your husband
years later.
years later, did you express that to him that you had been going through all of that, or you had went through all of
Yes,
that?
we talked about it.
Okay.
Okay. So
Okay.
I'm very open about my stuff. So at that time,
Mhm.
I knew it was a thing,
Mhm.
but I didn't acknowledge the thing.
Okay.
I didn't face the thing.
Okay.
Right. It was just there. Right.
Mhm.
But I was still acting out in a broken manner
Gotcha.
because I was never healed. I never knew who I was. So when I got with him to be the woman that I thought that he needed me to be, and not the woman that I should have been before I married him.
Gotcha.
So that's where that's what happens to a lot of people.
Mhm.
We get into situations, never finding ourselves, never becoming healed, never developing the things that we need to develop to be a good human in the
Mhm.
first place. So,
Yeah.
so now we in relationships with other broken people, and we just walking around like everything is all good.
So was it? I'm trying to word this the
I'll ask you a
correct way.
question. Give me a percentage of what you think like most relationships with, and both of them are broken.
Say that one more time.
Like I want a percentage of what you think of like the amount of relationships. So like
Well, there's two
one-
broken people.
Two
two broken
oh,
people.
Yeah.
Give me.
I say at least 85%.
You saying 85%?
I say it's very high because a lot of people don't know that they're broken. A lot of people don't know that they need counseling. A lot of people don't. I'll use my mother, for example.
Mhm.
I will. No,
It's up
I
to her.
will use
I'm
her.
with you. Come on.
She, again, our relationship kind of rocky. I've accepted it now, but before I couldn't.
Mhm.
But she told me, I said, hey, Mom, I think we should go to counseling because we kept butting heads like, what is this?
Mhm.
I don't need no counseling. Ain't nothing wrong with me, right?
Mhm.
That's her mentality.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But deep down inside, she was broken, absolutely broken. My dad was broken. They
Mhm.
got together, broken.
Mhm.
That's
So
just that's just one sample.
Got you. And I agree. What? Somebody call him.
You want me to answer it? Because you told me last time to answer.
Answer. What would you
Turn
say?
Make sure it's not pizza.
How would you think of it as like when? How can I ask this question? Who determines that person is broken?
The
Turn it up.
person.
So exactly. So if they don't feel like they're broken, how can they then?
That's the point. If,
Okay,
if you don't know, then you can't
It's hooked up
fix
to
it.
the.
If
hooked
okay,
up.
let's say
So
your
there's some-
car. Let's say your car, right? Your
My car
car
gonna
is
tell me though.
your car is no, your car is running
Hello.
just fine,
Mhm.
right? All right, we running just fine. Everything is good, and your computer go out,
Mhm.
right? But you still rolling along, ain't nothing wrong. But really, deep down inside, there's something going on underneath the hood that you don't know because your computer's out. Nothing is telling you that it's out, right? The car knows that something's wrong, but nobody else knows.
If my computer's out, then
It's not going to notify you.
Got a phone call.
it doesn't know. But if your computer's, I mean, if we're
It's
talking,
not gonna notify
about cars, anything electric is going to tell you. Something's going to tell you.
But
Turn the
not,
music down.
what's happening? Oh,
Oh, somebody called in.
All right, so now he gonna talk to the speakers, right? Can you, Mr. G, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, hold on. Let me turn music out a little bit.
Yeah, you probably want to go.
All right,
up
hold
on
on one
Yeah,
second. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, go ahead.
Hey, this G with the truth with G. What's up, Tim?
What's happening, my boy?
I can't call it, man. Hey, I'm actually calling because I know there's four guys and one female in the room, but I need to get on the side of the female for this, on her side for a minute. Because it's not that y'all ganging up on her, but here's the deal. Here's what
Oh,
I'm
she
saying.
fighting.
Here's what I'm saying. I've been in a relationship 27 years. So in the 27 years that I've been in a relationship, I have learned to understand that we have to listen to our women. And I've listened to the show before, and y'all talk a lot about the alpha male and this, that, and the other. We can't always be in the mentality of the alpha male to create a positive relationship with our woman. We have to be able to come down and understand why our women say this, do this, act like this. We have to understand that. If we keep the male mentality and only go on the male mentality, you're going to see a lot of failed relationships, because you have to understand why women do what they do, why they say what they say. And the only way to do that is to listen, and don't listen to respond. You have to listen to understand. We too quick to try to get a response before they even finish their sentence, that we don't hear what they're saying. And like I said, I done been through this. This is my second marriage. My first marriage was 9 years. Like I say, this one I've been in a relationship for 27 years. So I had to learn and evolve. And what this young lady is saying, I can feel her. Everything that she's saying, I am completely understanding what she is saying and why she is saying it. But as alpha males, we tend to cling on to that mentality. We won't let it go. And that leads to failed relationships. That leads to women being insecure about themselves because they can't get a point across to their males because of their mentality. So we have to listen to our women. That's the only way you're going to have a successful relationship. And I can tell you that from experience.
Okay, G, you got anything else that you want
Put you got to talk on the mic, man.
he can hear me.
Oh, he can't talk on the mic.
You heard me. That's why I didn't want to do that.
If somebody's talking, I can't hear
Turn
them.
on.
All right, hey, I appreciate it, G. Appreciate the feedback. You got anything else that you wanna drop on us real quick before we let you go?
Oh, that's it. But just Sade, she don't even know that she's my karaoke partner there at Casting Flights too.
Yeah, G. His name's Gerald.
Oh, okay.
But good
You
show.
put it in
Good
the
topic.
comments. I was gonna let you know.
Well, I want to thank you, Mr. G, for calling in and speaking. But just to kind of, you gotta
let him go before you go back to talking, because we're gonna keep getting feedback.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna respond to what you just said, Mr. G, so that way we can kind of discuss it. But because we got a lot of feedback, so I'm gonna respond to you here in the next 30 seconds.
We'll appreciate you, G. Thank you. Hey, man, if y'all don't know, man, hey, tune into The Truth with G, man. The man be speaking that truth, man. That's for real. All right, you let him go? Yeah. All right, cool. Drop him, music up. Yo. All right, cool. We back.
All right. So just to kind of
Master.
just to kind of talk about what he's saying, like I understand completely what he's saying, but at the same time, it's like, it's not that I'm incapable or I'm not listening when you're talking. It's just that whenever, as a man, I can only go off of how I logically break things down when I'm hearing from a woman's perspective. It's always to logically understand why you're in the space that you're in, and if I don't logically get it, that's why the questions are coming.
I get it.
That's why the misunderstanding, it might happen, but it's not that I'm not listening to you. I listen to you know, just similar to you, I've been around a lot of women my whole life. Like, you know what I'm saying? My dad wasn't in my life for a majority of my life, but I've had male figures, but I've had a lot of female figures in my life. So I understand that women have opinions, women have feelings, women have insecurities, women have all that. But like y'all just said, everybody has that.
Right.
Everybody has insecurities to some extent.
Right.
But I feel like if you're not insecure and you don't have these problems while you're not with nobody, then why are you being with somebody now? These insecurities are being brought out.
Okay, can I?
And that's why you were explaining
I
on
was
how
trying to
it's
explain it. Why.
exactly.
Yes.
So
a lot of times we don't
hear the music?
understand.
Go ahead.
But a lot of times we don't. First of all, we don't recognize it being by ourselves. All that time I was by myself before I got married, I didn't recognize that I had a problem that I needed help with.
Mhm.
That's just that.
So what happened in the relationship that made you realize that you need to address this problem?
Oh.
So it had because there has to be a trigger somewhere.
Opener.
There has
So
to
when
be a
I moved
trigger
back
somewhere.
home, absolutely. When I moved back home, which is here,
okay,
that's where I did not heal before I left. I came back home to the place where I was first broken.
Okay.
So then everything as an adult, now I'm full blown grown. I was 18, 19 when I left.
Yeah.
Now I'm a full blown woman who's had life experience, everything. Like everything is different now. So I'm able to see things through a different lens.
So this is after your divorce, you moved back? Or
no, before.
Before your divorce.
Before.
Okay.
I'm sorry. So I was able then to see, like, hold up, you ain't never even find yourself. Why did you even get married in the first place?
Gotcha.
What were you doing all of that time? Okay, forget all that. Forget all the questions about what you were doing and why you were doing it. How do you fix it?
Mm-hmm.
Where is the problem?
Mm-hmm.
So then when I started seeing traits in him that mimicked my victim mindset, like that triggered my victim mindset. So when I got with him, I had a victim mindset, right? And things that he was doing, I didn't recognize it as an issue because what was normal to me was being abused, right? Yeah. So then if I'm continually in that mindset, then every relationship that I'm in that time frame, I'm no good. And I'm not going to be any good for any man because I still have a victim mindset. I'm still broken. I'm still not healed.
Gotcha.
Right. And then he comes in with his own insecurities and his own brokenness. And now we're trying to make something work that don't really fit because if we're growing, we're supposed to be growing together. Right. But then when I say, hey, something ain't right here, I need to get my stuff fixed. And you're like, well, ain't nothing wrong with me.
Yeah,
I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm straight on this side.
Yeah,
but nah, bro, you still got all these insecurities that you keep projecting onto me. So now being able to see these things live out is how I was like, I am not in the right place at the right time.
Now, would you say you were noticing his insecurities because he was refusal to recognize the issues that you were having?
No, I saw his insecurities. His insecurities came out because I was becoming healed, because I was able to see him for who he actually was and not for the man that he had portrayed himself to be.
So then he false advertised who he was and who you thought he was going to be.
Because he was broken.
I don't want to say, in this case, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't want to say he false advertised. He was the same person. What happened is that she grew up, started to get out of the victim mindset that she once had, and started to actually. So he was always
there. He was always there, but you just couldn't see it.
I couldn't see it, and I couldn't see me. So if I'm blind to myself and him, then I'm just dumb. I'm just sitting in this relationship.
I do have a question. So I'm just like, I want to speak on what Mr. G said. So I do not disagree with what he's saying. I've always been on the side of listening to the woman, see what she has to say. I've never been that person who's like, I don't care what you're saying, like blase. My whole thing is that, and this is going to go back to what originally saying, why does it have to be, why is it because of trauma somebody let themselves go? Why don't people let them, for example, men, a lot of men let themselves go when they got their woman. Now they're, now they're not necessarily trying to get a woman. So now we're at home watching football, drinking beer, eating wings. Time goes by and we're at whatever pounds we're at. There's no trauma there. We just got comfortable. Or whatever the case may be. That I'm saying that happens for women as well.
Okay.
I always wonder because I see this happen a lot. I always wonder because like Tim, you just like kind of sparked something in my head. It's weird. I didn't ever notice it to this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
It's very weird to me how, like he just said, I could see you, don't know you, but every time I see you, you're always like 10, 10, 10, 10. Like everything's always good.
Mm-hmm.
You're always looking good. But then as soon as you get in a relationship with someone, now you have developed into a whole nother person. I don't understand why people develop into a whole nother person once they are with somebody.
Let me tell you why.
Because I'm talking about if you're a person that is addressing whatever issues you have, and
But
you're
you won't have that with that person though. That's the point.
But what I'm saying is why does a person being with some person a lot triggers those things?
If you know who you are,
that's what I'm saying.
Then you won't.
Okay,
that won't happen.
But I'm saying majority of people, they get in a relationship and then they develop into something totally different than
because
what
they don't
were.
know who they are. That's
so
why.
I mean majority of people in relationships are
that's why
all
I said
broken.
85%. That's why I said
are all broken to the point where now I'm changing mentally, physically, emotionally. I'm changing to a whole other person.
Let me tell you why. Also, check another thing. Let's say the woman is good. Let's say she is healed, right?
Okay.
The man isn't. He comes in, now he wants to control her. He wants to make sure that, oh, you ain't going outside and you ain't putting this on and you ain't doing this and that. So either she's going to keep, because she wants to keep the man, she'll fold. Yes,
but
hold on.
That controlling man, he would have been controlling from the beginning.
That's not always true.
No, sir.
Wolf
no,
and sheep's
sir.
clothing.
Absolutely not.
And it happens like that.
So everybody out here.
No, not everybody.
Majority of what y'all are telling me. What y'all are telling me, majority of.
I say about.
Well, that's 85% of population is majority.
That's a lot. It's a lot of people.
I'm sitting there. But can I ask you a question?
Yes.
I did ask you a question. I said, so like, what makes a person broken? And you told me your response was, well, no, I'm talking about like how to like. I said, why are they broken? I said, who determines if the person is broken?
Themselves.
You said themselves.
They should be able to identify.
Okay, they should be able to identify. A lot. I will agree with that.
Yes.
Here's why I will agree with that. Because a lot of people don't know. Like, for example, I'm just going to throw this out there, right? There's a kid who has sex with his teacher.
Yeah.
The guy.
Yeah.
The guy doesn't know that he's been, you know what I'm saying, taken advantage of.
Right.
Because in his head,
because the homies is dapping him up.
In his head, he's like, I'm the man. I just mad at my teacher.
Right.
Cool.
Right.
Whatnot. So, but people are going to say you've been taken advantage of, blase, blase. But in his mind, he's not. I haven't been taken advantage of. I did what I wanted to do, or whatnot. But people are gonna say he's broken.
Yeah.
Exactly like that. But in his head, he's like, he's not broken. I didn't do nothing wrong. I did something that I wanted to do. I'm not broken. I don't feel like you're gonna sit here and tell me that I've been molested or this, and that. You're gonna tell me I've been molested because of the quote unquote the black and white, the law of it. But like, I wasn't molested. I initiated it. I went over there and smashed her. So I'm not broken.
Okay.
And then we get into these things like, oh, well, you're broken because this happened to you when you were younger and this and that. And then I'm just like, how is somebody else to determine that they're broken because they're supposed to be the one who determines that they're broken or not. But you see something that's happened to them in the past and now you're saying they're broken when they're like, I'm not.
There's nothing wrong with them in their eyes, right?
Yeah.
But then their behaviors show you something completely different. So if their behaviors as a direct result of what they've been or what they experienced in their life is of that of a broken person or a person that's unsure, let's say there's secure, there's fleeting, and then there's another personality trait. If you are secure, then you know you good, right? A lot of people don't have that trait. Secure means I am very sure of myself. If you ask me a question, I'm going to answer that question. If you say, hey, what you want to eat? I know exactly what I want. That's a secure person. A fleeting person is somebody that's like, oh, this is uncomfortable for me. I got to go. I can't do this. This is too much. Like if I was fleeting, I would have left already. Right. So there's the different personality traits. If you are exhibiting certain things or certain behaviors that shows that, hey, that points to you might got some stuff with you that you might need to work out. It may not necessarily be that. It may not be that particular situation, but there is something going on with all of us, because in every relationship, there's a little bit of us that gets
I agree.
pulled away.
I will agree. Like, I agree with when you say everybody's insecure, but I will also say this, like, the way that people act, you said, is like their experiences.
So
Their
nobody's
experiences,
nobody's living their true self. Then
I don't want to say that.
No.
Well, that's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting.
But a lot of people now are understanding that healing is needed. Is that not true? Have you been seeing a lot of self-love and self-care and all these things? Now people are starting to identify, because guess what? Our parents never had these conversations. They never talked about healing. So guess what? It trickles down. Now generational curses are
But I also feel like it's the same thing with media, though.
I feel like we should black and white.
I feel like
it's a black and white thing, because they've been teaching them that for years.
But
so we're now finding. We're now
I feel like
finding
it's media portraying that as well, though. Like,
it could be that.
It could be, but it's a positive though. That's a positive.
But now we're learning that.
Go ahead.
But now we're learning how to deal with said trauma,
Yes.
or dealing with self. Because for a while, we had this conversation a couple pods ago about how I had to sit back and realize that I was causing a lot of my own problems. You even agreed that I had, if I wouldn't have taken that step to sit there and kind of come to my own, or succumb to my own demons, I would have never seen it.
But here's what I'm sitting here saying. I say media portrays this. Media portrays this.
Yes,
because
self had to do it.
Media portrays this. Y'all are saying that that's a good thing, that media is portraying self-love and self-this, right? But it's also detrimental. Here's why I say it's also detrimental.
Please tell me why.
The reason it's also detrimental is because there could literally be nothing wrong with anybody, and then the media's like, oh, you have to self-love yourself and all this other stuff, and then it gets into their heads like, well, I'm good. Why I gotta do all this? Why I gotta do all this other stuff?
No.
It's literally
it's what you think is self-care. That's
Yes,
the
absolutely.
I think what Tim's trying to say. I think what Tim's trying to say is, I want to make sure.
If you're right or wrong.
Yeah. So what I think he's trying to say is that people are being subliminally pressured into thinking and trying to dive into something and trying to become better from something, when they really don't have any real trauma.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
But what's real trauma?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, what you went through, that's real trauma.
Oh, but how do you determine what's real trauma for somebody else?
That's what I'm saying, though. That's what I'm saying. What you went through, everybody can agree that is trauma. But what I'm saying is, like he just said about the student and the teacher. You know, media is telling him that's trauma he went through. She took advantage of you. She abused you. That should have never happened. But in his mind, like, okay, I had sex with an older woman. How is that a bad thing? But he's being told that's a bad thing.
Do you think it's bad?
Do I think an older woman having sex with a younger man?
With a child. My son at 14 years old having sex with his teacher, I got a problem with that. So tell me,
I'm not
15-year-old. I'm sorry, 15-year-old.
I'm not saying that as a mother.
No, in general, do you think it is bad?
Do I think in general, if an older woman had sex with
your 15-year-old son had sex with his 53-year-old teacher?
Oh,
I'm just giving it.
Okay,
well, regardless.
53. That's
23-year-old
son. That's a little too much.
23-year-old
too old.
23-year-old teacher. My 15-year-old.
If my ninth grader came to me, it depends on the birthday, because when I was 16, I was in 10th grade.
That's
me too.
Yeah. But if my 15, 16-year-old son came to me and said that his 21, 22-year-old teacher, they had sex, me personally, I wouldn't have a problem with it.
Okay, your 15-year-old daughter had sex with her 22-year-old. No. Your 15-year-old daughter had sex with her 22-year-old teacher, male. And it was consensual, and I'm not broken. That was good. I loved it. It was great.
And it's cool for me.
Well,
I'm like, here's my thing.
You're also asking people who don't have children.
Here's my thing. But listen, bro. All right, cool. Bet. Say less. Here's my thing.
I'm not shooting at you. I'm just saying.
But like everybody sit here and say, bro. All right, cool. Like everybody sits here and says this, and this drives me crazy. Everybody sit here and say this, like, oh, you don't have kids, so you don't know what it's like to take care of kids and stuff like that.
I didn't say that.
But
I didn't say that.
He's not saying you saying that, AG.
But like,
understand what he's saying. He's saying that the majority of people, just like you just made a comment, you're talking to people that don't have children. Most people love to say that because I don't have a child, that I can't answer a question, I can't understand or be sympathetic about a situation because I don't have kids.
I'm
not saying you. We're talking about generalities. people generally speaking
why would you say
are
that?
saying that
can
because a
speak your
person
mind.
doesn't have children, they can't speak on that trauma.
Can I ask you a question?
You can.
All right, let me ask you this.
I get that.
If I asked you,
Okay. I get it.
do you cook?
Yes.
Okay, are you very good at it?
I guess you can say.
You're all right.
In my mind, I'm all right.
All right, if I asked you, how do you make risotto? What would you say?
I would say I have to look it up because I don't.
You have to
do it
look it
all, I
up
don't do it all the time.
because it's not something that
You
you
do all the time. Yeah.
are familiar with
Yeah.
because it's not, so and this is why I'm answering your
Yeah,
question.
I got you.
So if you're not familiar with something, then you can't empathize with it as much as somebody who has been through it. So
Mhm.
like if you and I both are, let's get on this risotto. I ain't got to tell you nothing. Hey, can you cook the risotto real quick?
Mhm.
Cool, I got it. Stir it up real quick. You ain't got to look nothing up because you already know what to do.
Yeah.
I already know what to do with my kids, and that's protect them,
Mhm.
right? But you don't necessarily have that experience with your kids because you don't have any
I don't have experience. I don't have experience with my own
with
kids.
your own kids.
Yes.
So
And to piggyback off what y'all saying,
Mhm.
you can't say that because I have experience in this situation.
but
It's
you
not-
don't
I
have
have
direct experience.
No, I have direct experience with it. It's not my
But
kid. It's not my kid, but it's my sister.
Okay, that's fine. I'm talking
Well,
about
But
what
I'm
he
just
was
saying.
saying.
But
Also, but
that's picking off
also-
of you two saying
Also,
I'm
about
saying, like,
children.
I've
helped
recently-
raise
You can
3 children.
But you can empathize more if you've raised them. That's something different. But if you've not raised them and you've only been in their lives,
Yeah.
I can relate more if I have them vice not having
Well,
them
that's
at
why
all.
I'm saying
And
that.
that's what
I
I'm saying.
only
I have
saying that
nieces and
because
nephews.
y'all have made a comment about because they don't have children, you can't sympathize.
Empathize. So you can sympathize.
Empathize. I'm
just
sorry,
fine.
empathize.
Yes.
No, I don't have children, but I have 3 baby sisters that I've always been around, always helped my mom raise,
Okay.
and I have one of my sisters that went through exactly what you're talking about.
Okay. And how did you feel about it?
Well, in the situation of it happening, this man was a predator
Right.
of my sister because this man had a whole family.
And that's typically the case.
This man had a whole family, had children of his own, my sister's age,
Mhm.
and then got my sister pregnant and left.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, you can ask me.
What do you think would make a grown woman
Mhm.
look at a child and say, "I want to have sex"? What do you
I
think
can't-
has to be going
I
on?
don't.
up
I don't
there?
know because I'm not a woman.
Okay, so
I
what do you
can't speak
think?
on that.
What do you think a grown man has to be going through to look at a child and say, "I want to"?
Well,
have
I
sex?
think a lot of men, because like I said, we're visual creatures, and a lot of men turn visual aids, whether it be the way they dress,
Mhm.
the way they wear their hair, the way they act, the way they talk, and it turns from, oh, that's just Sade being 15-year-old Sade to, well, no, actually Sade looks like a grown woman because Sade got breasts, Sade got butt, Sade got makeup on, she got her hair done. She's not acting or portraying herself or presenting herself as a child to me. She's presenting herself as a woman to me. So it turns from just a visual, oh, okay, she's growing up,
Mhm.
to wait a minute, she's already grown.
Mhm.
So, I
So,
feel like
and that's why the men tend to be attracted to them on that level. And then now I'm not saying I condone the whole acting of it. I just recognize it because through my lens, like I said, I sell cars for a living. I see a lot of young ladies come through the dealership that I agree. I say to myself, like, and they be with their families a lot of times. And I'm like, how could the father,
Mhm.
who's supposed to be the protector,
Mhm.
who's supposed to guide them, who's supposed to give them the lens of a man, so that way they understand how to carry themselves.
Mhm.
Why would you let your daughter and mom, because mom's right there with them,
Mhm.
why would you let your daughter put on volleyball shorts?
Mhm.
Because I know if I could see her cheeks, you saw her cheeks.
Mhm.
But you thought it was okay for her to come up to a place where it's a male-dominated venue,
Mhm.
meaning selling cars is 99% are men,
Right.
from the managers to the finance managers to the servers, the techs. Because Tim had been there. I sold him a car. He understands what I'm talking about. You bought a car, everybody bought a car. You know, when you go to, you see more hard legs than you do skirts.
Mhm.
But you're gonna let your daughter go out and present herself to the world as an adult. And not only you let her doing that in front of you, she's doing it in her phone.
Okay.
and I will sit here and say this. I am not making an excuse for any teacher out there to have sex with a student,
Kids. Yeah.
the kids.
Mhm.
I'm not making no excuse, but we can't sit here and act like, because this shit was going. This stuff was going on. I was in school. We can't sit here and act like
Oh yeah,
these females are not
everybody.
coming on and hitting on these grown men. We can't sit here and
the young
yeah.
students.
We can't act like these men or these young boys are going on and saying, "Hey, you got a fat
Absolutely,
ass."
that's what
so.
these kids
And
are
my
doing.
thing is, it's like, all right,
Some
cool.
of
Some
them,
people,
some of them.
Yeah.
Let me not say that.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
some children are doing that because a lot of them have no guidance. They're going to go out and do silly things. I cannot see my son going up to his teacher, a full-blown woman, and saying, "Hey, shawty, you look good today."
Well, that's because in the environment that you've created for him,
Yes.
that's
It's
not
different.
acceptable.
But I will
That's
say,
right.
But most, if you're hearing that, like if you're out and about and you hear young men talk to older women that way,
Yes.
it's because of in their environment. That's how you talk to a woman.
and listen, I
And
will
vice
sit here and say
versa
this.
for a young
was-
lady and an older man.
Right.
It's the same
I would
thing.
sit here and say this. A lot of the times when we're hearing these stories about a woman teacher having sex with a child or whatnot, I guarantee you, a lot of stories, the child is not the one telling.
It's not.
He's not. Yeah, he's not the one. He's not the one who's saying, "Oh yeah,
You
she
said
did
all
this."
all the third parties are
It's
describing.
everybody.
Yeah.
It's,
Who are the
third parties?
He's talking about like
it's
people
the
that-
mothers that's going through the phones. It's your homies
whoever found out about the situation is the third party. That's what he's
because
saying.
it's like so I guarantee you like this is like the kid is having fun. The kid is having fun, especially if it's a teacher who wants to. Because when I was in high school, I had a chance to do it, but I just couldn't at the time because of other issues. It wasn't because she didn't want it and I didn't want it. It was because of other issues.
Well, I think just the attraction of older people older people are it's kind of like a little mini fantasy, because even when you do get older, people still date older folks. Like you being, let's say you're 28, but you're attracted to a 40 being in their 40s. So I think the attraction of older people and younger people is there.
Yes, and then I will also
all the time.
I will also say like I will also is what
You said 34 and 24, a 10-year gap. Yeah,
I was just gonna say, me and my
Why
my
not?
baby mama got 10 years.
I mean, because you see it all the time. Like, you know, there's stores and there's things always out there where you see this 50-year-old man dating this 25-year-old girl or woman. But what I'm saying is,
and that goes into my next.
But that's what I'm saying.
That
Though,
goes into my next
there's
point.
always a projection up, and there's always a projection down.
Like you just said, that we all know what that means. That goes into my next point. These women are being brought up in the generation of the city girls, Nicki Minaj, Lotto, all this. Hold on, wait a minute.
Nikki not
Yes,
that.
yes.
Nikki not that.
Okay.
Why you don't think that?
Because
Besides
Nicki-
the point. We'll talk about that later.
No,
We'll talk about that later.
I need to understand. I need to understand that.
We'll get to that
Nikki
later.
ain't
I need to
Like, just give me a
understand
second.
I need to understand that.
We'll get to it later. Just give me a second. But we're getting
Was
brought up
Megan
into
Stallion?
these. We're
Was
getting
she-
brought into
Yeah,
these.
Megan that.
We're getting into this generation where it's fuck niggas, get money, give me a sugar daddy, give me all of these other stuff.
Masculine
But when-
women.
Huh?
Masculine women.
Did you call it masculine?
No, I wouldn't call those masculine
I
women.
wouldn't call it masculine.
Masculine women.
I wouldn't call it masculine women at all.
What would you call it? Why do I think that?
Yeah.
It's because it's very masculine to be on the chase for something, whether that's finances or whether that's material things. And they are teaching women to be a more manly person than a feminine person.
Okay, let me.
I wouldn't
rebut
call it
that.
manly.
Hold on, let me rebut that real quick because
Wherever
you said
want,
be on the chase.
wherever you want to put it.
You said be on the chase though.
So is there more feminine traits being put out?
Why would it's not even black.
Okay,
No.
that's fine. We can stay. We can talk
can
black.
stay there.
We can talk black.
Okay.
We can talk black.
All we know.
We can talk black. I'm fine with staying in black. But what I'm asking you is, are there more feminine traits being forced, or are there more masculine traits being forced?
There are more masculine traits being forced.
There I am. There we
But
are.
that's because
But that's
we
not a
are trying to
masculine
tell
trait.
you.
Being
I'm
on the
trying to
okay,
tell you.
being on the. It's about knowing what they want.
Ricky. Go ahead, I'm listening. Go ahead.
No, I said it's simply. I think it's simply just knowing what they want. Now, I don't subscribe to none of that stuff. That FNF and all that crazy stuff. I don't
But how
subscribe
old are
to
you
that.
though?
Thank you.
I'm 36.
Okay, so at that we didn't grow up listening to that.
No, we didn't, but I still don't listen to it. So, but if I did, my mindset would be that because I have friends that
My
are same age
mind's
as
telling me
or
no.
older that listen to it, and that's their mindset.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. People are being raised in this generation who are doing these things. So my thing is like those
Appreciate that, Ricky.
men. Like I'm taking it back to like the teachers, the men, and stuff like this. Like I said, I'm not making an excuse, but these young girls are not making it hard. Like these young girls are throwing themselves because they're trying to get to the bag. I know if I have sex with, like they think older equals money. Like we just got to keep it. Like we keep it G. If I'm a young woman,
Those are the facts.
If I'm a young woman, and I see
I'm good. They want you to talk. It's cool.
If I'm a young woman, and you could say if I'm wrong, but I mean you see it. If they're a young woman, I'm thinking, all right, I see a 35-year-old teacher. He has money. I can get some of that.
I guess it would depend on what they daddy do, right? So if I'm looking at a 35-year-old teacher, if my daddy is a doctor, that teacher ain't got no money to me.
But do they have
But the thing,
but
that's what I say.
But the thing about it is,
we gotta also understand. Out of all these kids and women whose daddies are doctors,
there's
and
variables, right?
But we have the outliers.
But the thing about it is that she can have a successful father. He's in her life and all that, but the energy that she's feeding, like working off of, is what she's seeing in media. That's the energy she's working off of, because there's women that she gonna go to the concert, she gonna buy their music, she gonna listen to their music when she in the car, she gonna have friends that don't come from doctor
that's my
raising, and most women tend to feed off of the energy of other women, especially women that they're around all the time with.
And these women, young women
are very impressionable.
Right.
Like I say, you at 36. You're not going to be pressed hard on to live that way, because
that's my
like I said, you didn't grow up in a generation. I'm 35, so I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
So in my generation, dating, looking at relationships, like you say, the levels of what's right, what's wrong, the scale was totally different.
Right.
But now the scale is, you can have somebody who's a perfect representation of what a man should be to a woman.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson.
But these young women will go to your daughter.
No, he's right.
Let's see, your daughter is a city girl.
And won't be with Future.
Lord, I rebuke that.
But I'm just saying.
I would want to renounce it now.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But if your daughter was a city girl and this young lady met your daughter, even though daddy has always taught her to be this way, she gonna hang out with them and go out with them, and she gonna see how they're living and the attention they're getting. Because that's a big thing for women, is attention.
So what I think that young girls need, and I say this from experience, is a positive role model.
They need to stop listening to Brittany Renner.
I don't know who they're listening to. So,
but that's the issue, though.
The positive
issue,
role model has to be in the home.
In the home.
That's
true.
But
if the mamas is out here being city girls,
that's
then
why
the baby's gonna be city.
But daddy needs to be in the home too.
But look though, it's
even if he is.
But the thing about it. But the thing about it is that this generation,
that's the thing,
and it has been an issue for a long time. This generation is not being able to see representation in their home enough, from not even just their personal home, but just from friends that they have or family members. So because everybody that I have in my immediate circle that's intimate to my life, I don't see that representation. So what am I basing my development off of? Off of what I visually see and what goes on around me.
Absolutely.
So that's the tough part for young ladies, is that you got babies having babies.
Yes.
So all these babies are like, I never experienced life because I went out and made the choice to have sex early in life, and I had a baby. Now I have this baby, and I have resentment towards the child already, because I feel like this child has ruined my life and taken a part of my life away from me. So now when I get to a certain, I get to a certain age, now I need to start living my life. So all that goes out the door
Yep.
on any other representation.
Okay, I need to say something real quick. G posted in a thing. He's like, "That's still illegal. That's a double standard." Hold on.
Wait, what are you talking about?
He's talking about the
child
having.
deal.
Oh, it's illegal
Hold on,
both
wait a minute,
ways.
wait a
It's
minute,
illegal
wait a
both
minute,
ways.
Wait a minute.
But it is a
We're
double
not
standard.
talking about. This is what I need y'all to understand. We're not talking about is it legal or illegal.
Yeah.
We're trying to figure out.
Where
We're
the
trying to
trauma
figure
comes
out,
from.
huh?
Where the trauma comes from.
Where the trauma comes from. Is that traumatized?
Yeah.
Like, are they now traumatized because of this?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if they're the one that's pursuing it, they're
Yeah.
not traumatized.
that's
Rather,
where-
And I
we're
think,
saying-
and I think
That's
the
what we
reason
was
why
trying
he
to get to,
probably-
y'all. We know what's
and the
illegal
reason
and
why
illegal.
he probably posted it because you asked me a direct question. Would I be upset?
Right.
But like I say, in my mind, like I understand the double standard at all, but we all can agree that it is illegal
Right.
for an adult
yes.
to be with a child. We
Yeah.
all agree with that. Anybody watching,
That's a fact.
like I said, that's what I was saying earlier. It's one of those things that
You got
it's not need to be said. Like you understand
Right.
that that's
I would-
illegal,
I
but
wouldn't
it's is that traumatizing to either one of the sexes?
Right.
That's what we're trying to get to.
Go ahead.
You know,
And
Mr.
that's
G.
What?
the reason why I said what I
No.
said about
Try to.
the trauma. If they're displaying behaviors that would suggest that they have been traumatized, they may not know where the source came from, but if they've experienced nothing else and that's the only thing that they went through, and they're experiencing or they're displaying traumatic attributes,
So, but
then
that's
that's where the trauma came
so.
from.
I will and I'll rebuttal that with how. What do you consider traumatizing characteristics?
Okay.
Okay, but hold on. So see that was about to that looked at like another 20-minute part. What we finna do now? We finna go ahead and wrap it up, man.
Is it, what time is it?
It's 1:45, right? No, it's 12:45.
12:45.
It's about to be 1
Mhm.
or whatever. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and break it out with the last comments, and we're gonna try to table this and bring it back next week because it seems like y'all shooting right now.
I enjoyed it.
I'm not mad. I'm like, because normally most of our conversations are, so we being funny and we, but this was a serious one.
You said different. I couldn't.
I
hear
would
you.
I would say
was different.
this. I would say this. I appreciate finally having somebody on the show that makes some damn sense.
My
Okay.
pleasure.
Anyways,
Thank you, Miss Sade.
My
I-
pleasure.
Thank you, Miss Sade, for coming.
Yeah, he stole my thunder because I was going to actually say that too.
Yeah.
About.
all right.
Sure.
So what
John, your turn.
we about to do is, man, we finna break it down and talk
So
little final
no,
comments.
and also too, you've
They said
also
they've been
too,
talking.
you've set a very high precedent for anybody else that come on the show. So
So if y'all ain't doing what she doing, we don't need you.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So Miss Sade, you gotta understand that it's gonna be hard for. It's gonna be hard to have any
I don't-
because like
I don't know if
like I
you
said,
watch
'cause
the other
They
shows.
like, she like, girl, just speak up, just say something. I'm not in your head.
yeah,
Listen, I'm gonna look in the camera. I'm gonna say,
yeah,
they not you, Sade.
yeah,
It's a wrap.
yeah.
It's over.
Well, I
You
think
the mic,
I
D-Mark.
think
You the
John,
mic, D-Mark. She done.
I think John know now not to even bring these weak women on here. So he know now.
John, listen,
He learned a real valuable lesson.
John,
Miss Sade,
listen,
you know
certified
what?
lover boy,
You've taught
You
John
terrible.
the biggest lesson he can ever learn.
Why me? What did I do?
Because you made
I
a
know
comment.
who this
Because
is.
you made a comment about you willingly bringing weak women onto the show.
I did not say willingly. I did not say that.
You did. That's what you said.
Let me check my
He
notes.
found out afterwards. He found out afterwards.
She said,
Look, she said, I'm telling you, listen, hey, you want to
He found out
Hey,
afterwards.
she said, Miss Sade said, Miss Sade said, Miss Sade said, hold on, let me check my notes. Let me check my
Hey,
notes.
John, do you know what happened? John,
She said,
John, do you know what happened?
technically he didn't know. Let me check my notes. Let me check my notes.
Hey G, no, G, you're not gonna be stealing my guess, man. I'm putting my foot down with that one, G.
hey,
Yeah.
John, you know what happened? Can I tell you what happened?
What's up?
All right, so you brought Sade.
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 Take the R out.
Sade.
Sade. All right.
S-A-D-E. Yep.
All right. Okay.
La, la, la.
Okay. All right. Okay.
What you got, man?
So you brought Sade on the show, right? And what happened is that like a lot of the times you thought she was gonna side with you, right? But what ended up happening was she came and she was
Technically, I stood in my square.
and on your side of the square, and your
Yeah.
side of the square is over here
All
with
right,
the
all right,
is over
all
here
right,
with
all
the
right. I
ram.
like.
Hey,
Okay,
listen,
cool. It's
listen,
cool. That's
listen,
cool.
listen.
First off,
Like I just told you, I'm very satisfied with with you being on the show because, like I said, you've stood more in a position that I've seen in general on this show. So I appreciate it.
My pleasure.
But John do like to bring people on here that tend to sit over there. I'm not pointing at you. Sit over there.
Okay,
I'm leaving you
off,
out of it. You've
just happen to
done
be in
well
the
today,
vicinity.
AG. I'm leaving you out of it.
First off,
but I'm talking to him.
I really appreciate all the comments and everybody sharing the show. Really appreciate that. If anybody wants to call in, like y'all seen with G, y'all can call us at 850-221-0396. And we welcome the comments. We welcome the calls. We share us. Hey, let everybody know what we out here doing out here on Noodle Talk, man. We're going to go ahead and go with our ending thoughts and positive reinforcement.
Shotty gonna give me a
bar.
A bar.
16. Eight. We'll do an 8. 16.
Matter of fact, we're gonna go there now.
mean,
Forget the
we're gonna
closing
do it
comments.
now?
Yeah, just go ahead and go there now.
I need an 8. High
You need 8?
You need a beat, Miss Shotty, or do I? Okay.
Oh shit.
Go ahead.
Listen. Hey, listen. I just want to know before you listen.
Nah, let her do it.
No,
Tim. No, let her go.
There was somebody else who came on and said they could rap.
Tim, no.
I'm not sitting there. They're saying that she
Tim.
can't.
Hold on.
I'm not saying it.
Can I ask you one question, Tim?
What's
Can I
up?
ask you one question?
Yes, ma'am.
Have I proven to be different?
Everybody is proven to be
Have I
different.
proven
Everybody
to
is
be
proven
different from
to be
everybody
different
else
to
that
me
has
in
come
certain
onto this
situations.
show that
I
has
like
sat in
it.
this
I
seat
like
You have.
to give you
like it.
something?
You have.
Did I or whomever seat?
Yeah,
Is it different?
Nah, it's
Talk to him over there on
It's a lot of
balcony.
people that sat there that they shouldn't have said
Okay.
that. But go ahead.
All right. So don't assume.
No,
that I'm
I
going to
didn't
be-
assume.
Well, don't speak on me.
All I
being-
said was.
I'm
All I
just-
said was
That's
we've
why I
had
told him.
somebody.
That's why I told him to
All
hold
I
it.
said was
Just-
we've had
just let you
somebody.
go.
I
I
just
don't,
want
but
to
I'm
make
not
sure
that
that you
somebody.
understand.
I'm
I
not
just want
that
you.
somebody.
Listen,
You are
listen,
different. You are different.
I'm not
Like
doing that.
Like
There's
Miss G,
no reason to
like
say
Miss
I'm
G
not
said,
doing that.
I'm listening to the woman,
Thank
and
you.
you're
I,
different.
not
I
listening.
appreciate
I
it.
never said she
D-Mark.
wasn't different. I
And
never
you're
said she
different.
wasn't.
Yeah.
She asked me a
Let
question.
her
I
go,
answered it.
Tim. I want to
She
hear
asked
it.
me-
I
she
just-
I
asked
wanna
me
hear
a
it.
question. I answered it. Nobody wanted to
You
hear
got
that
me
answer.
so weak in the knees that I can't hardly speak. I look you in your eyes and I can't hardly breathe. This passion so strong, I tend to hold on when I should just let go. I'm addicted. I know I deserve better, but I keep doing more just to keep you happy. Not loving myself because I'm putting you first. Every time that it hurts, I don't know my self-worth because I keep on running. I'm running, a nigga.
That's why I like it. I fuck with it.
Oh, okay.
So,
All
I had to shut you down because
all
Hey, listen.
all
If you
right.
have to do it, you have to do
I
it.
appreciate the confidence. I like it. I like it. That's
Oh,
on top of the
listen.
head too. I like that.
I-
Yeah.
Good job. The fuck? Like people think I'm just gonna be like,
All right.
Oh,
So,
my
Miss
bad.
Sade,
Nah,
Yes. That was for real
closing
this
closing remarks from you. Let's start
tell
there.
people where we can hear your music.
Oh yeah, you can hear my music pretty much on every streaming platform. Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, wherever you go, you'll find me.
And-
C O R E
Yeah, I'm gonna
L
say spell it
L.
out for him.
Yes, CORELL with a period. If you don't put the period, you're gonna find some plates. So
Mhm.
don't be confused about it.
That is true. Yeah.
It is
Gonna
very
be on Amazon looking at plates.
I can't find her nowhere.
I can't find her nowhere.
But my new single is Running Back to Love, and I have another there came out the same day is No Forever. So check those out, and I have music videos as well if you want to check those out.
Gotcha.
Um,
Say hello to the babies.
my babies,
Mhm.
they at school, they can't no. Hey babies, I
They
miss
can run
y'all.
it back. They can run it back, Turbo.
They at school.
They can run it back.
Nah, y'all at school. Do your work.
You got any positive remarks that you want to let the people have before you get up out of here?
Love yourself before you get into a relationship. Know yourself before you get into one.
Got it.
That's what it is. What you got, AJ?
Hey, y'all know what it is. It's Mr. Silver in the building. I just want to tell everybody, wisdom does not make you a victim.
You're
Wisdom-
running that right now.
Yeah, that's on the next one.
Say
I
that
got-
again.
Wisdom does not make you a victim.
Wisdom does not make you a victim. Yeah, well, I'm gonna have to get an explanation
So-
on that later.
I get you. Just like Miss Sade, I got some great news. I'll be putting out some music and the end of December.
Okay.
So
Like
I'll
it.
be dropping a single in November sometime. So,
Like it.
So
Like it. What you got, John?
First off, I started this barbecue business. Okay, don't
nobody care about none of that, bro. Don't nobody care about. Don't nobody care about. Don't nobody care about none of that. Nobody care none
Yeah,
of
you
that.
go ahead.
Yeah. Nobody care
But nah,
about none of
y'all, me and Mr. Silver, we wasn't, you know what I'm saying? We wasn't really here. We was here, but we wasn't here or whatever. Y'all kind of like
We just did what we do.
Y'all, yeah, you did what you do or
Mhm.
whatever, and I'm not mad because y'all had people.
I'm just gonna tell you this.
Y'all had people commenting. Y'all had people involved.
Don't you call my phone later today?
It's an hour. Remember, you got
Okay.
that hour. If we call before that, if we call
You're
after
right.
that hour,
You're right, AG. You're right, AG.
No, that wasn't it.
You're right.
He said you can't call him until he put in a group message like, "Oh, we're doing a meeting."
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right.
Call you.
Yeah.
No, but the
But
original-
But that's within the hour, though. That's within the
Nah,
hour.
you said even after that. 'Cause
Yeah.
I said he gonna hear about the
hour, and he gonna wait till. Yeah, you're right.
He gonna wait till
You're
like
right.
an hour
Yeah,
30.
tenfold.
Yeah, you're right. Go ahead.
Instead of calling my phone. Dang.
Y'all see how they do me, and
Not
all I'm
her
trying to do.
protecting
I just want to put together
Yeah,
the
that's
best,
another thing,
the
man.
best show / podcast that we
You know
can.
what I'm saying?
That's
You
what I'm
been
trying to
getting
do.
Too much protection, man.
Who getting protected?
You.
Anyways, hey, y'all know how I feel about everything. It's your boy Boss, business over stupid shit all day long, all day strong. Y'all here with my people, Loudmouth Entertainment, real authentic. The only thing I can tell y'all, man, is to push forward to the future and be the truth. That's something I stand for. That's something I push for every day. Yeah, that's basically about it. That's all I got to tell y'all today.
What you got, Timmy D?
Man, listen, first and foremost, I like to say appreciate Sade for coming on the show. You know what I'm saying? It's finally good to be able to talk to a woman, actually talk. So that's always a good thing. Listen.
forward girls.
Listen, hey,
My bad, that slipped out.
what bro say?
Just keep going,
Nah,
Till.
what bro say?
Just keep going, Till.
What bro
Just keep
say?
going, Till.
Nah,
Till,
nah,
keep
nah,
going.
It
nah.
wasn't even a shot against you.
Just keep
D-Mark. Now,
going,
if it was
bro.
with you,
I know.
It wasn't even a shot against
I
you.
don't care. I just want to know what you said.
I'll tell you after the show.
Nope, because you said it on the show. So what did you say? What did he say?
What did he say?
What is?
Run that back, Turbo. Go ahead.
All I said was, that's the point. We ain't talking to girls.
Okay.
That's a good point, Mike.
It's not.
my God.
It's not because it's not.
I'm not shooting.
Hold on, no.
It just slipped.
No,
It's
but
not.
that's what I'm saying. It's not a good point. Is because when we do talk to women, they don't come on Sade's level.
That's the point.
So that's what I'm saying.
You said girls.
Hence, there
We talk.
girls.
You said you
Bro,
talking
girls,
to a
women. Oh, listen.
Oh.
Whatever.
They just
Whatever.
listen. It was bad.
Whatever.
It was bad selection, and we finally
Whatever.
found
Yes.
one that was worth.
Thank you.
The time.
That's all it was supposed to
That's
be.
all it was.
Cool. Now back to what I'm saying.
I know who picked them.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, she actually picked to come on the show.
No,
John
no,
didn't pick her.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying.
She was
That
on the
was-
radio. She was on Facebook and said, "I'm coming."
I know.
John, just tell them I'm coming.
I know.
That's why.
That's why I say she's here on her own merit.
Yeah.
The other one was
What?
here.
On her own merit?
We've been fighting. We've been. There's been a fight.
That's how long I've been. You know what? Never mind.
You
Do
said
your
ask her- wait,
remarks. Do your remarks.
ask
Do your
her-
remarks. Do your remarks.
ask
Do your
her how
remarks. Do your
long you
remarks.
been
Remarks.
asking? Why?
Remarks.
Listen.
In the show. Can we
Sade.
end the show? I'm gonna end the show.
Sade.
Can we end the show?
That's why he started. Sade, give it a mic. Sade, how long has he been asking you to come on the show?
Maybe about a month and a half, 2 months.
A month and a half, right? So why did it take you this long to get here?
Because I don't typically have Fridays off. I
You don't
just happened to work 2 13-hour days this week. So
But you knew last week that you was coming on the show this week.
because I knew that this was the end of the pay period, and I figured that I would have some time off.
Fair.
So you good? You good, Timmy D?
Hey man,
Get
listen.
off my case.
Bro, listen, you got one dub today. It's okay, bro. Everybody starts off 1 and 3.
I ain't even
You know what I'm saying?
talking.
That's another dub for me. Okay. But anyway, so I'm just gonna sit here and say, listen. Hey, if you want to live the life that you want to live, you have to go out and get it, because nothing is given to you, nothing is for free. Whatever the case may be, you may see these other people with money, whatever the case may be, they may be giving handouts. But if you want it, you got to go get it, because I guarantee you, those people who are getting handouts are not happy, because they are whatever the word I'm looking for. But y'all get it.
Not happy.
Yeah, they're not happy.
All right. So
Enabled. That's the word I was looking for. They're enabled.
of course, yeah, we want to thank Miss Sade for coming. Appreciate your insight and thoughts and feelings and being open in your conversation, because a lot of people don't tend to be vulnerable enough to say, hey, this is what I went through. And I appreciate that, because that just showed me a lot about you as a person, let alone a woman. It's refreshing to be able to talk to somebody of that level versus what we normally, not even just on the show, but just in normal conversations you deal with. But as always, I want to thank y'all for watching, and just remember that you control and you're in the driver's seat of your happiness, and you need to be worried more about your own happiness than about anyone else making you happy or providing a level of happiness for you to be happy. That's what I got. Enjoy the rest of your weekend or the rest of your week, and we'll see y'all next week.
We'll see y'all next week, man. Y'all know what it is, man. We in the building. Loudmouth Entertainment, Real Authentic. Noodle Talk, baby. We in your stereo. Let's go.